Um,
Kogar, rich man, rich man. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. I'm a brand new man, I am a king. I'm born again, never the same. Holy one, yes, we never change. The words are everlasting. Holy go fire, fire. I salute to ancients of day. You never let me down again. I'm enjoying my heritage. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. I'm from above and not beneath. I'm a victor, I never lose so. Take a very good at me. I'm walking with on every day. I see my blessings falling, change my morning to dancing. I'm changing my level, you will never see me to struggle. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Counting my blessings. Ghost fire. Never move from behind me. Holy Ghost fire. You don't know me. Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Counting my blessings. Ghost never move from behind me. Holy Ghost fire. You don't know me. Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. My God can tell me you I was with me. You never leave me. Holy Ghost fire. Counting my blessings. Ghost never move from behind me. Holy Ghost fire. You don't know me. Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. My God can tell me you I was with me. You never leave me. All right, welcome to Groove here. Not Groove, sorry. I'm always making a mistake. Blaze TV, Blaze FM. We here again today. We got so many things to discuss. Um, two things we're going to talk about today, but we are going to take our correspondent report from the various counties. We'll take our correspondent report from the various counties, and we will come back to it. One of these things is we want to look at closely Boakai appointment of two vice presidents at the National Oil Company, which is in violation of the act that created the company. We'll look at that. As you know, Boakai appointed Boakai Jaliba and Emmanuel Azango vice presidents to that entity. And as you know, there's no way he's supposed to appoint two vice presidents. So we're going to look at that. We're also going to look at today the Nimba County Representative District Number 7 says he believed that Boakai was the one who masterminded. Boakai was the one who masterminded the women, the AFL women to protest against Prince C. Johnson, General Prince C. Johnson. And he believed that Boakai is the one who instigated or made the women to go against so he can remove Prince C. Johnson from his position and force Prince Johnson to resign. We are going to look at that too. To be honest with you, I believe that the Boakai did not properly handle. I must admit, Boakai did not properly handle the women protest, and I got to be on record on that. He did not handle it properly. Every sector that's supposed to handle it, they handle it very badly. Boakai handled it very badly. The Senate handled it very badly. Everybody, except Prince Johnson himself, who behaved very responsibly. He was the hero in that whole thing. We're going to go back on that discussion. We want to stay on that discussion to look at weaknesses or lapses that may have precipitated Prince Johnson ousting or resignation from the position of Minister of Defense. And I don't know if we're trying to see if we can send somebody to Prince Johnson to if he has any document or any communication between him and Boakai or the president or George Weah about the issue the women raised. It is not fair that everybody's in darkness. We are all in darkness, and I hope my reporters will be able to chase Prince Johnson and ask him what really went on. Yeah, yes, you said it, Ato. Ato, you want to come? The link is in the chat room, Ato, so just in case. So, but we are waiting for. We're doing a Seku and his correspondents to come on and give us their best what is happening in the various counties. For me, I'm a fan of that program now. I don't know. I just like the program. I just like the correspondent report. I don't know. I'm just fascinated by it, and we will add more to that because once we are ready to run the radio station, we have news section, and the news section will take into account our vernacular. We have our vernacular reporting from right there, and so we're not rushing. We're not rushing. We will do this thing. We'll do it the way we want to do it, and we'll do our best. Okay. So I just want to say that those of you who are following us, keep following us. We have a great discussion here today. Shegu will be coming on very shortly, and we'll be bringing the correspondence report. It's about 29. Shegu is already late. Shegu, you are late. It's 29 minutes after 3 o'clock. And so if Shegu comes, we'll have maybe 30 minutes of correspondent report, and we'll go to our discussion at 4 o'clock because we're not going to let our discussion time pass. we might have a lot of issues discussed to the board. But why Sekou is why Sekou is still trying to come. Let me do something really quick. I want to put this. This part of the law of Nokai, the National Oil Company of Liberia. I want to put that section that Boakai violated. The section that Boakai violated. I don't know if somebody actually was advising President Boakai. I don't know. This is really funny though. This is actually funny. So let me put on the screen a little bit, and then we'll read it, and then we'll come back to discuss it. But I want you to prepare yourself for it. So, like I said, there are two individuals that Boakai appointed as vice president. Okay, and I want to put that also on the screen for those of you. I want to put the two names on the screen. And somebody would say, "Oh, but Gibson, these are your guys, they are your men, and why you, when they appoint them, is it not enough for you? Why would you want to, why would you want to talk about it?" No. It's not about being my friend or being my guys, and these are my blood, buddies, man. I know them all. I know them. But is it legal for President Boakai to appoint individuals who are not supposed to be? How can you appoint people when you don't have the authority to do so? That is usurping the authority of those who are supposed to appoint them. President Boakai has no authority to appoint these people to this position. And I'm going to show that. We're going to read the act. And I think when Julius Jack came up with that, I think a lot of people whip it by the hand and say, "Oh, man, Julius Jack looking for trouble again." So since Julius just talked about it, which is good, we'll also talk about it. We want to see where this thing goes. We want to convince ourselves, is Joseph Boakai wrong or Joseph Boakai right? We want to convince ourselves. Is he wrong? Is he right? We want to convince ourselves. So I'm going to put the two names, the two vice presidents that were appointed to Nokai, that were not supposed to be appointed by President Boakai. That's the whole question here. Were they rightfully appointed by President Boakai? That's the question here. It's not that they are not qualified to be appointed. It's not that they are not qualified to be appointed, but were the appointment supposed to be by Boakai or by somebody else? That's the question we want to solve here. And there's no need for you to worry about it, because let me see, Boakai Jaliba. There's no need for you to worry, because this thing, people don't understand sometimes that when these things are happening, they are happening. And if we don't say anything, Aliyu Kamara, thank you for coming. If you don't say anything and then it goes on, and people will say, "Well, when it happened, why you didn't talk from the beginning?" So when we talk from the beginning, they say, "But why you can't waste more? Let the person sit down." Or when the person sit down, they say, "Well, the man was starting the thing, you ain't talk." So either way we do it, y'all will still condemn us. That's the problem with it. Whether we wait now or we do it later, y'all will still condemn us. Y'all will still say we did the wrong thing. So we rather do what we're supposed to do now and call it a day, and rather than allowing you people to to control the narrative. We're not going to let you control the narrative, because it's a waste of our time. Complete waste of our time. So these are the two people that Boakai appointed. These are the two people Boakai appointed. Let me put on the screen for you. So you see, Boakai Jaliba, a very progressive young man. I like him personally. He's a great guy. He's an educated guy. Emmanuel Zango, great guy, educated guy. These are all good, fine gentlemen that I don't have problem with these people for them to serve in those capacities. But but these people were appointed. These two individuals were appointed as vice presidents. As you know, Nokai is supposed to have two vice presidents. So the president appointed as Zango and Jaliba as vice presidents at Nokai. But the law says the law is different. The law did not give Joseph Boakai the right to appoint vice president at Nokai. No. So I was able to piece together a portion of the law that that is relevant. The portion of the law that is relevant. The portion of the law that is relevant for me to read it to you. A portion of the law that is relevant for me to read it to you. I'll read a portion of the law that is relevant. It's very, very important for you to pay keen attention. When you see the president violating the law as quickly as possible, when you see the president making appointment he has no business making, when you see the president making appointments to position that he does not have authority to make appointment, if we do not say anything now, my people, you people will be the same people. Say you're the media people, you're sat down there and the man did what he wanted to do. Now you're coming to talk. If those of you who say we should get a man chance, how much chance y'all think we can give Joseph Boakai? How much chance? So tell me, so I will know today, how much chance Joseph Boakai needs before we can say something about what he's doing? How much chance? And none of you will say that because you know why you will not say? Because it is very unfortunate that those of you who are supposed to join us to hold President Boakai feet to the fire, to hold President Boakai feet to the fire, to hold President Boakai feet to the fire. That is what we need to do, people. That is what we need to do. We need to hold people's feet to the fire. It doesn't mean that we hate them or love them or we are vindictive. No. Wait, listen. The people held George Weah, those who elected Joseph Boakai. For me, I was never going to elect Joseph Boakai, and all of you know that. You guys know I will never, ever will have voted or asked anybody in my entire family to vote for Joseph Boakai. I would never have done that. And it's very simple. I don't believe Joseph Boakai can run this country. And you people have seen it already. All the things I said, they are happening. The man will sit down there, they appoint the person, the next day they move the person, they put the other person, the next day they move that person, they put the other person. You're seeing everything. You know why it's happening? Because he cannot. He does not have a grip of what is going on. I will give you breaking news, a gossip. And you know, Liberian people, when they gossip, wherever the gossip comes from, you got to be careful. Careful. Because Liberian gossip, they are not ordinary. Liberian gossip, they are not ordinary. So the gossip was that Jesus Christ. The gossip is so serious. I don't know what the man calling me, so we'll be on air. What are you calling me for? But man, what are you calling me for? Uh, Let me put it out on the screen, and let's read what we're talking about. What I was talking about, that Joseph Boakai has appointed. He has appointed uh, two different people to a position he got no business appointing. So this is the art. This is the art that controls the appointment at the NOCA. And let me see if I can draw something on it so that you will know. So that you will know what we're talking about. So that you will know what we're talking about, that the appointment of two vice presidents. The appointment of two vice presidents. I want you to see this. I want you to see this. I'm drawing it in here. I want you to see that. If you like, you can go to the article that's controlling. And this is the art of the legislature. But let's go back to what we're supposed to read here. It said E. This is Article 12, Section E1. The president and chief executive officers shall, subject to the approval by the board, the president and the chief executive officer of the NOCAL, not the president of the Republic of Liberia. I want you to get that. So if you come here, and I want to, for you to see it very clearly. If you come here, when they say the president and chief executive officer shall subject to the board of directors, not the president of Liberia. The president of Liberia does not. Because guys, look at let me put it like this. Do you think before Joseph Boakai appoints the vice president to the NOCAL position, he should send it to the board to approve it? No. So the whole idea is even benign for anybody to argue that President Boakai cannot appoint the two vice presidents. The president, who is the chief executive officer of NOCAL, that is what it is, shall appoint, subject to the board, appoint a vice president in charge of operations, in charge of operations, and such vice president as he or she may deem necessary, a treasurer, and a corporate secretary, and may delegate to them such authority as is approved by the board of directors. The board of directors. What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? What part of this that Joseph What part of this Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? Let me bring Shegu in here. What part of this that Joseph Boakai doesn't understand? We'll discuss that in details. But as you know, this man has his corresponding report. He already late. So let me give him a chance to do his corresponding report. And then I will be right back with you guys.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Gibson Jerry. We got a lot of things to do. We got a lot of work to do. Just before we go over to the correspondent report, let me say good evening to you out there. Good afternoon. Good morning. Wherever you find yourself this time, wherever you're watching, I'd like to say hello to you all. Just in time, there's a release from the Ghanaian embassy. I'm going to share that with you quickly so you can look at it. Please check your messenger. I just share something with you quickly so you can look at that. But then we now go over to our correspondent decks and see if we can pick up some of our correspondent tonight on this program. So let's go over to Bensonville first. And we have Henry Manor, who is happening to the internet, but I think it's okay right now. The internet is fine. So I just sent you something.
Internet, you gotta advance the internet to behave. But first of all, look, thank you for going to try the other transmitter. Why you did great. I think we still need some other things to be done, but thank you for going to try that. At least we'll know what is the status of that transmitter. That was good to know. But go ahead and do your thing. Today we have less time for the correspondent report, and then we'll go straight to our discussion. Go ahead.
Yeah, I already sent you something, so I want you to look at that as well.
Facebook Messenger.
It's in your messenger. Just look at it. Yeah, it's on Messenger. So please just look at it. Let's go to Bomi. Sometimes on Sunday like this, our correspondence can be very tight with their information. But let's see whether we can get to Bomi and take Mohammed Sharif. What's going on? I'm hitting up everybody tonight, and Mohammed Sharif is not responding right now. So we'll go to Grand Jide. We bring in Oliver Zille. I hope we will have Oliver there tonight. As soon as we get Oliver from Grand Jide County, then we'll let you know exactly what Oliver got to speak to us about. But whatever the case is, however, it's going to be like, I like to say good evening and welcome to this wonderful time. Once again, the name is Sheku Kuruma, and welcome. Oliver is now responding tonight. Gentlemen, what's going on tonight? Let's go to Grand Bassa County, Musa A. Musa. Hope you got a new story for us tonight. Musa Alexander Musa. Let me see what I can get Alexander here tonight. As soon as I get Alexander, I will bring Alexander over to you from Grand Bassa County. Earlier on reported.
If you don't get any of them tonight, that's great. That's good time. We can discuss our issue, and I'm just fine with that.
I'm just fine with that. But the one you sent me is blurred. I don't know if you want to send it again through the WhatsApp, but it's blurred. I can't see it. If I stretch it, I can't see. I can't read it. So you want to send it again? It looks like a release or something like that.
Yeah, it's a release from the Ghanaian embassy. I was trying to go through it quickly. It is a
Yes.
release from the Ghanaian
Where
embassy.
you got it from? I can go and get it. Where you got it from?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it back. Let me see quickly.
Or you
It's
can
actually
just put it on. You just put it on and read it. Then we can talk about it. But hey, listen, uh we are waiting for Mr. Salif, Reverend Salif, and Arthur Solo is going to be here. We'll be joined sometime by Anthony Gay. We are looking for female panelists. If you are a woman and you think you can join us, you are most more than free to come and join us. We just want some commitment from people because this thing is a selfless job that we are all doing. Selfless job. We come here to discuss each national issues. And so if you want to join us, we'll be glad for you to join us. Shigu, have you sent it back?
yeah, I'll soon get it back to you.
Okay, so let's go to the first issue we want to talk about today. Um, the the representative of District Number 7 in Nimba County, he is blowing a lot of dust in the air. He had an interview with OKFM, and he told the OKFM something interesting. He told the OKFM that okay, I think I can see it now. I can see it now. uh, I don't know what statement they are referring to, but I don't know what statement they are really trying to clarify, Shegu, but we need to actually go deeper into this before we can put it on the screen.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
because I
In
don't know
fact,
what statement they are.
I thought because I just got it, I thought they were responding to the speculation as to whether
Yeah, they're talking about the
Nana
Ghanaian
Akufo
president.
Addo met
The
with
Ghanaian
the
president made a statement that they are trying to disregard. So we don't
yeah.
want to, yeah, we don't want to say something that we don't know about.
You are right. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So Seku, the representative district number 7 had an interview. I just trying to get an audio. I can't get it on, and I really wanted to play that.
He
But
had an
he
interview
was.
today.
I'm sorry.
Was it today that he had the interview?
No, that was I think yesterday or so. So
Uh, most today.
what he said was what he said was the problem that developed with the AFL women. He believed that President Boakai masterminded or instigated the women to rise up against Prince Johnson. In fact, he said against his kinsman. So basically, he is accusing Samuel Kogar is accusing the president. The link is also the link is in the chat room. Oh, okay. So go on when you take.
You want me to do what? All right. Okay. Arthur, please. The link is in the chat room. Gibson has given me the go. Arthur, the link is in the chat room. Just get in. Arthur's Arthur Solo say, Gibson, please share the link. I'm trying to get in. If you can't get it from the chat room, I'll give it to you from the comment section if that's what you want. So I'm going to share it from the comment section right here. And after you can just enter from right there. So after you can now hit the link and enter the room, and that will be okay. Yeah, that will be okay. So welcome, welcome, and welcome. What are information we will be getting today? While we are with Gibson Jeru, at the same time, it is very much important to bring you what's unfolding from that of the internet. Our news in Liberia. So we'll visit various newspaper quickly as well. We have our own newspaper as well. Let's see what we have on the front page Africa while we are waiting to come. Arthur is here now already. What's up, bro? How you coming on?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, my man, your voice is heavy. You can hear that kind of man voice inside there. I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
My voice man like that, Sekou. I don't know. You know what I used to do to scare my older sisters? Because my father have a rule: you cannot come in after 10 p.m. So I'm gonna go out, and they come back and they try to slink in. If I say who's that, they'll start running. They think that's my dad.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
uh,
You're
but
it's
brother,
wonderful to be here.
yeah,
It's
I'm happy to
absolutely
be here. I'm happy to see you as well, brother. You
perfect.
always do the best you can to get this show running, and I give you credit for that. You're doing an excellent job.
Yeah, God is in control, and we are
Indeed.
moving. Boakai VP amazing power with private jet flights, trips, and control of key areas. What does that mean for our country? We need to know that.
Looking at the local issue, it might be very problematic. I think somebody that advising the president make the president to make look like a fool. The local
Local is
is the entity is independent. You know, you have to understand is the board of directors job, not the president of the republic. But I think somebody not advising the president. Totally. I can say they might put on the president because he's the leader, but it's not his fault. There's somebody advising him that to make those two appointments. He's not supposed to. And that I will not dwell in that. Mostly I've been bombarded with information. Is it true that the Ghanaian counterpart is complaining to ECOWAS? Because somebody called me this morning and trying to say, I say, I don't have that information. I can't confirm it or
I
deny
said
it.
The Ghanaian what?
The Ghanaian complaining about the president visit that was publicized that he met his counterpart, but he didn't when the Ghanaian president was out of the country. You know.
I think that information is where we have this response. That information is where we have this response. Yeah, it's actually where we have this response. The Embassy of the Republic of Ghana near Monrovia, which is to urge the general public in the Republic of Liberia to disregard a piece of fake news or false statement ostensibly made to the ECOWAS Parliament by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana. The mission categorically states that Ghana president at no point in time made a statement in question to the ECOWAS
That's
Parliament.
it. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
The mission takes the opportunity to reaffirm that Ghana cherishes its close relations with the government of the Republic of Liberia, and Liberians will always be welcome in Ghana. The government of Republic of Ghana stands ready to cooperate with the government of the Republic of Liberia in a mutual development of our two nations. That's what the statement says here from the Ghanaian embassy.
That's what I'm trying to tell the friend. He said, "Oh no, they still making my." I said, "No, the idea you may have something, or you may accuse, or you may allege something doesn't make it true. the Ghanaian government not going to say, oh yeah, we don't want Boakai here. Boakai have the right to go to Ghana anytime he wants. Even when he's not on a walking visit, it's just that our press secretary type of something that is completely off the rail. Doesn't mean that Boakai not respected in the country. He's protected when he get there. Yeah. You know, our people, they always seek for the negative, but you're forgetting to know if Boakai failed, Liberia failed. That's it. Simple as that.
That's just it. If Boakai fails, Liberia fails.
Liberia failed.
I don't know why they are praying so much for Boakai to fail.
If
That's
they
why I don't know.
don't get it, maybe they don't get it. It's not the time for you to say, "Oh, let Waka fail because he won Jawia." I love Jawia more than you. I crave Jawia more than you, but Jawia is not the president of the republic. The president of the republic is Joseph Nyama Boakai. We have to support.
The whole country is looking, the whole world is looking at Joe Boakai and his
Yeah,
administration.
come on with decisions. So if we honor money here, authority before you even sit down. This is why according I wanted to get him, but I know guessing gonna jump on this like to say that Boakai had crucified Jesus Christ again. No, Boakai did not crucify Jesus Christ again. Uh-huh. No, for real, because I know my senior brother, you know, I've been petting him long time on his show before he even anything. I know him. You're gonna jump on this like to say Boakai not crucify Jesus Christ again for a second time. No, he did not. What Boakai did.
Anyway, I just really make a can't even Joe Boakai Bini. And I'm for
No, Boakai make an appointment. The appointment can be withdrawn. It might be an oversight because everything in the country knowing that NOCA is an institution with independency, it doesn't remove itself from an independent of the government. You know, it might be just an oversight. You know, it can be fixed. You know,
yeah.
when they not
That's
act, you say he didn't act. So I'm waiting for him to come back so we can start choking him. You know,
that's tricky.
the appointment is not confirmed. The president not confirmed. Maybe somebody leaked that story to you because they want that job, and they leaked the story to you. Gibson, now you on the horse. You know, but I can make an appointment. Even in that same very locale, if you look at the preamble, that the president still have the sole jurisdiction on it. The president can decommission it, right?
I
So
have not seen it. I was very busy today, and I have not been able to see the
no,
document.
I mean, I read the act that created locale. The act that created locale it's not oblivion to the constitution of Liberia. You know,
Mhm.
so you don't go about Braga get angry right now. He can decommission that whole locale. You know, with one signature, it will be decommissioned. That's a problem.
Because Boakai got a lot of power too.
Oh yeah, that but all the power is vested in him. He has the sole responsibility to decommission locale. It may not
That's what
be, you may
that's
not
what
interfere because appointing someone is not like overreaching, it's interfering. Because Noka is supposed to do it with inwards, you know. But if you don't trust Noka people, he can do it on his own. He can decommission it. And for me, I believe that Noka should be decommissioned and reconstituted, you know. Because look at the central bank. The central bank was reformed. That's what makes central bank better today, you know. But if you don't reform an institution, even I believe the National Port Authority should be reformed. You know, they shouldn't have a managing director doing all the other stuff. The managing director should be the operational arm of the MPA. You know, but the Liberia we're getting there small. Everything you know, we have senator that have 9 years in office. You know that's completely. I don't know how they manage
I
to.
think the whole problem came from this story. A controversial brief over recent appointment of
Yeah,
Boakai, as critics highlight lack of sector-specific experience. So it seems that Boakai don't have experience in what he went into. That's what they're trying to say.
but
So
even
the Liberian potential in the upstream oil and gas sector has been widely recognized, given its strategic location in the equatorial Atlantic margin. However, recent development, particularly in the appointment of leadership role, within the National Oil Company of Liberia have raised concern about the country's ability to capitalize on this opportunity effectively. The case of Guyana, which has seen remarkable economic growth and development following a successful management of its oil and gas sector, serve as a prominent example of Liberia. However, Liberia's trajectory appears uncertain as it crumbled with the international conflict and lack of competent leadership. What do they mean by that? The appointment of former lawmaker Rose Swakoko Dennis as head of Boakai, along with two vice presidents, has sparked controversy due to alleged violation of existing laws governing such appointment. The Nokai law of 2016 clearly outlined procedures for the appointment of key positions within the organization, emphasizing that the need for the Senate consent in industrial specific aspects. However, the recent appointment appears to have sidestepped these legal requirements, raising questions about adherence to the rule of law and the government's commitment to transparent governance. One of the major concerns voiced by industrial experts is the lack of sector-specific experience among the appointment officials or appointed officials. In a highly technical industrial like oil and gas, leadership with extensive experience is crucial for effective decision making and successful negotiation with international stakeholders. The absence of such expertise is not only undermine Liberia's credibility, but also risks prolonging the learning curve, potential delay the country's ability to fully exploit its oil and gas. I think I understand where the entire process, I mean, the entire.
What they're trying to do is an insult. Telling me that Boakai don't know what he's doing because that's exactly what you're saying.
No, I understand what it's trying to say here. What it's trying to say, I don't know about journalism, and I've been appointed by Gibson Jeru to run his media platform as a journalist. So that's what it's trying to say. The absence of leadership within the Liberian Petroleum Regulatory Authority compounds with the challenges of facing the sector as the primary regulatory body responsible for attracting investment and overseeing operation. Okay. The LPRA play a critical role in shaping the sector future. Its state of disarray, characterized by lack of funding. I come here, I'm getting there. I just want us to get the whole story. Then I'll give it
for me from the initial
of Liberian aspiration becoming major player in the global. Let's hold it right there. Now, what are they trying to say here? Roslyn Swakoko Dennis, I don't know which field she ever graduated from, but it's trying to say to us that Roslyn Swakoko Dennis had no idea, had no experience in managing oil. So where is Roslyn Swakoko Dennis coming from to automatically take over as the president of Boakai?
Okay.
Does she have experience?
Let me ask this question too. Let me ask this question. The people that are making all this statement, where do you expect that person to get the experience from? China, the United States, Ghana, Nigeria? You are Liberian. The only experience we have.
No. I think I'm beginning to like the discussion.
No. Let me finish out.
You cannot take somebody who rides bicycle and make them a driver for a truck.
Okay, no, that is completely different. But
that is the same thing we're talking.
At a high school,
Roslyn Swakoko Dennis, might not have experience in the issue of oil and a business in this country.
Who does?
Has she ever worked with the LPRC before?
Let me ask a question. Who does?
Yeah.
Rabbi Salif?
So we're still making the same mistake, right?
No, we're not
taking us to Rabbi Salif. No, you're taking us to Rabbi Salif.
Well, because
Rabbi Salif appointment where he bankrupt the Nokai institution. His mother took responsibility for it. Liberian people sat down supinely They never talk. They never protest.
That's we mean they don't have a problem with that.
They didn't even have a problem with that.
That's it. That's the electorate. The
So
constituent don't
so
have
now they're afraid. So now Liberian people, they are afraid. They are afraid. So
Okay.
can we now have somebody to take over the oil block, and
So-
that person don't have previous experience in managing oil?
Let me ask. If this Dennis guy do not have experience whatsoever, right? Is he uneducated? Can he not learn on the job? Is the Minister of Foreign Affairs have experience? Is the Minister of Defense have experience? Is the President of that just left the office have experience before? You see, the critical issue is that let the person in, and the person messed up, then we can point finger and say, yeah, the person never had experience in the first place. He don't know what they're doing, and the president put he there. For me, that's my cake. That's my barbecue that I take home. The play you are saying right now, you Sekou, when Jerome said, oh, Sekou, you are the information minister, I will respect you. You know why? One, you will make mistake. Yes, so do every human being, every husband, every man make mistakes. But if you own up to your mistake and willing to do the right thing,
What's your point?
Superior that has experienced anything. Who has experienced anything in Liberia except for the war? If it's the war, yeah, then everybody has experience because they know. Let you come back so we can start the fight. Who in Liberia that even he gets in jail room, as he said here, he's still having so much degree, partying out, and he's still going to school. I have problem with him. Say, no, brother, why you still going to school and when you have all the degree? Then when you gonna get to PhD time threes? It's not going to happen. Just forget about the degree, then open up a business so we all can get a job in Liberia and can work for you. You know? But the idea is Sekou, if the man messed up, then we have a problem. But if you say the men are experienced, then I've seen the people that in there, they are the ones speaking. The people that he taking over, that they don't want speaking. Not Liberia. There's a pure jealousy. It can happen to you. Right now, let's say Boakai want you to be the chief of protocol because you don't have a chief of protocol. Do you have experience in any protocol? But you learn the protocol.
This academical thing we're talking here, like I said, I do not know the qualification of Roslyn Swakoko.
That's what I'm saying.
But what I gather from Front Page Africa, she lacks experience in that particular
According to Front Page Africa.
Yes.
The same Front Page Africa that think that John we are lack experience. Right?
That's what Front Page Africa wrote.
That's what I'm asking you.
We're not discussing George Weah here.
No, but
we're not discussing George Weah. Whether George Weah had his experience or they had experience, if you bring George Weah in, George Weah has his lapses in government.
Okay, let me ask. So do the
George Weah has serious lapses in government.
Presidential.
Let's be very honest.
Does he have experience? Where he get experience from? Minister
who?
The former minister of foreign presidential affairs, Miguel. Even the one that left before even Boakai come in, does he have experience for white government?
So because people don't have experience or experiencing, for you only want for people to be appointed in the position and go and serve. No, that's what you want.
No, for me, if the president deemed the person necessary to do the job, we should let them do the job until they fail. Then we can criticize them. If the person don't fail, you can't get somebody that says we did not accused of witchcraft.
So I come back to Ice Cube Solo.
Yeah. And the former agriculture minister, she's a logistic personnel for the United Nations. We make an agriculture minister. Where she get her experience from?
I come back to Ice Cube again.
Yeah,
I come back to Ice Cube again. Can you, as president of this republic, take somebody who ride bicycle?
Yeah.
And because you want the person to do your work, appoint that person as chief driver for a truck or 12-tire truck. Can you do that? Because you have the power to appoint?
Unequivocally, yes. You can learn. Where are you supposed to go learn? in Cote d'Ivoire.
You see where the problem is?
The problem is there's
I
no
thought
problem.
you see where the problem is. The problem is we are the cause of our situation in this country.
No. You want okay, today if they look at you, Sekou, and say you are the Minister of Information, should we criticize you because you don't have experience? Where are you supposed to get the experience from, Sekou?
If I am appointed as Minister of Information, the first thing that people will feel that Sekou being in the field of journalism
for let's say they appoint you as Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Sekou knows as what? Minister of what? Foreign Affairs.
You have the
brother, the people who they appointed as Minister of Foreign Affairs, they had done some international relations in their studies.
That's
they
what
didn't just take people.
You could have gone.
They didn't just take people.
Yes.
They had done this international relations before they appointed them in that area. If Roasting Swakoko Dennis have a previous background,
someone should have
that she has an idea in that area, then fine, let her be appointed. But you appoint a truck driver who knows nothing about a truck.
Do we know that she don't have the experience? Do you know that she had a degree or not? You don't know that. Front Page Africa is a biased institution. I will not.
No. Oh no. No, I will not. No, I will not. I will not let you to say that.
What you very much biased.
No, Solo, you don't have to say that.
Why?
How will you say that Front Page Africa is biased?
Biased.
When Front Page Africa report in George Weah favor, then Front Page Africa is good.
No.
When Front Page Africa report against Weah, it means Front Page Africa is biased.
No, that's not the truth.
Journalism doesn't go that way. They see it and talk it the way they see it.
Okay. So
they're providing all the evidence and fact to you, making you to understand that look, this person don't have these credentials.
Do they list or qualification? They didn't. They are biased. The idea of being biased is not having a full spectrum of the whole thing. As a journalist, you know that. Don't try to secret what I mean. You as a Sekou right there, if they tell you say Sekou is a thief, he stole before he granted it, he stole from Mahamiata and stole from Mahawa. That's the history, that's a pattern. But you can't say Sekou is a thief, but you have no way of saying that Sekou stole before. You see the drift here? You don't know if the woman have a degree in industrialist. You don't know that. Front Page did not list that. That's why I say they are biased. Why were Front Page Africa when the former Arab?
Oh, this is where Swakoko Dennis will come up.
She don't have to do anything.
And now, no, listen. This is where Swakoko Dennis will come up and let the public to know.
No,
that I've had experience in this, and that's why I was appointed.
You don't
not because Swakoko Dennis ran campaign and lost the election, and also ran campaign for Joseph Boakai, so she must be placed in that particular position. Solo, wait. Solo, please give me time. Let me deliberate.
Go ahead, deliberate. I'll come to you.
I will give you time and I won't interrupt you. This is our problem in this country. When William Arrow Tober took over, William Arrow Tober was deeply involved into nepotism, into favoritism in his appointment. Nepotism has something to do with appointing family members. When Ellen Johnson Sirleaf took over, she had 3 of her sons working in the government at that time. When Weah took over, I'm yet to understand as to whether Weah appointed any close relative of his in the government. I'm yet to know that. Maybe someone will put that in the comment section. But it's something I didn't hear about. Joe Boakai has taken over. Joe Boakai is employing and appointing people specifically, more likely from the side of Lofa County. More precise. He's not just doing that. He's giving people their national cake based on the services they provided. You and myself know. Roasting Swakoko Dennis is a very young person. I'm trying to search her profile on all of the various links that I think I can go to post our profile as to what's her level of qualification. But you see, Front Page Africa, every story that they put out, They have a backing for it. You see the Blaze News Network or the Blaze News Magazine or the website, every information we put there, we have a backing for it. Because you can be sued and you can sue. You can be held liable for a crime called libel or slander. So, as a journalist, we are cognizant of the fact that when we are providing information to the public, we know that if that information is not going down well with people and it has some lies in it, that person has the right to summon us to court to prove evidence to the court that what we're saying is true. Front Page Africa is saying one of the reasons why people are having issue here is because they allege that roasting Swakoko Dennis don't have experience in that place. Solo, are you telling me today, for God in heaven's sake, that you will take me who had no ideas about the microphone, I got no idea about the computer, and you bring me to set me over people who have ideas over the computer and microphone and asking me to serve as manager over them? Or are you looking at my previous job? Because apparently I was an administrator at certain institution, but at that point I'm not there now and I supported your quest and that's why you're bringing me in. Or Solo, can you tell me that you will take a truck driver and take him to the clinic and tell him to find your vein and give you injection? You misplace that person and that person cause damage to a patient in that hospital. If the information provided for true, that Swakoko Dennis has no experience in the area for which he has been appointed, then for me, let them find people who are experts in that area to run the block. Don't forget the mistake we made some years back when Robert Salif was appointed in that particular area. That local went bankrupt. That Ellen Johnson Salif got up and said, "You hold me responsible. I am the cause. You take me," and Liberian people did not go about to protest. We are not prepared to make this kind of mistake. Honor a well-educated, excellent, and a man who said that Liberia under his administration will be a kind of different Liberia, to have people who have no experience in places that they will be put to because of political gain. If that happens, look, let me tell you this, and listen to me very carefully, including listeners. If that happens, on a very serious note, Liberia is going nowhere. We found ourselves into a serious predicament because we lead ourselves into a situation that we can never handle. That's what I'm saying.
Let me come in now. Say you're done with all your dancing. Seku, I'll say this to you. When I say you don't have any iota of truth or proof to prove that the person appointed to that position is a qualified person, Front Page Africa did not list their qualification. You don't know if the person have a degree in any of the industrialist company that is working, or even have some other experience. You don't know that. You, like you said, very educated young man that you say you subscribe. Front Page Africa have the tendency of tarnishing people's record. They did that with my own representative for Grand Gile, Kunamo District, Mary Johnson. They published some fake document and said, "Oh, she's an American seeking the seat of the House." I here challenged them and they withdrew. So Front Page Africa is not an independent source. It's a person that make the buck of the day. They put Front Page Africa on one side. Liberia, from 1980 up to now, when the Liberia have a stable functioning society, you want everybody in Liberia to have experience from where? From where? My judgment against the person has not committed or make a mistake yet, I cannot judge them. That's what I'm saying. If the person see fit in that person and say, "Look, the person can do it, let him do it. Let's give the person that chance, let him do it." If he messed up, then we can criticize and say, "Yeah, you don't have experience. You don't know what you were doing." The person may be a bicycle rider or keke driver. If they tell you, say, "You're going to be a deputy minister for transportation," give him the chair, let him messed up. Say, cool. You cannot prejudge the person. A plan sitting out there, we can say, oh, Seku, that the Seku need get that criminal need. How can you perceive to that? The person haven't making any mistake. Maybe the person might do better than the people that the all experience, but that's a problem we have. We have people with so much experience running the ministry and running it to the ground. Even Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you go get passport, you got to bribe somebody to get your own passport. And people with experience. They're not able to make everything popular sitting right there. So your passport, that $20 or that $40 you on the board right there. They are not able to do so. So if we're talking about experience, then we are acting like to say we are sitting in America. In America, they bet in industrial power since 1695. Before they were even declared a constitution. They've been working. So yeah, they have the right to ask. Ghana have the right to ask, where's your experience? Because Ghana have no industrialism. When they since Boakai, need one area that Liberia have industrial manufacturing going for years. All we know is war. All we ever tasted is killing each other. That's our experience. So people that fall out of it, that go to Germany to get a little bit of degree to help themselves, even in Liberia, I will not fault any young person that was born in the 90s for not getting a higher education. Because we, the Liberia, fucked that up. We messed it up very much because we were destroying the country. We were killing each other. So yes, so if there's no one with no experience, the position will be vacant. The position will not be vacant. The president, I'm a pro-government, I'm a pro-reaction, but the president of the day have a responsibility to his people. So if you're appointing someone, say they're appointing, yes, why did my Ellie took the responsibility? Because she thought her son would have done better. Her son failed. She took the responsibility. Why did Liberia put that complaint? Because somebody stood up and not to it.
Because our son solo like when people didn't complain. Because
yeah, our son. So yeah. Son. But if you think our job, we had son, the Liberian people are going to take it. So let equalize and chew the coconut on the same side.
So what you saying, what you pushing is
the man having the appointee having made a mistake.
Front page Africa, sit down, President Boakai, appoint your roasting swag cocoa in this. Whether she knows the job or she doesn't know it,
we'll find out.
Let her do the job, she will learn on the job. That's why you pushing.
Why I'm saying that Front Page Africa is not an elected official of Liberia. They do not make the policy. That's one. Two, Front Page Africa to find a better thing to do, not to be biased. Front Page Africa.
You speak as if you got some personal things against Front Page
Africa. I don't have
personal
things. I have professional
because
things.
they reported against your candidate before, right?
And my candidate beat them in court. So I know they are biased. I have the court record. Okay. My candidate beat them in court. And I judge Marco thing. So Front Page Africa is like the CNN in America here. They pretend to be the equal journalism, but they are fake. They are democratic or puppets. Even Jason Geru knows that.
I reserve any comment on that, but I was listening to you guys. But first, let's bring our commentators in a little bit.
Seku, and what I would say to Jason, if the president Joseph Nimba Rep appoint somebody to the Kogar, whether they are inexperienced, what Front Page Africa need to do is to come on with the background of the person. They don't show any background.
No, this is not about inexperience. First of all, Joseph Boakai had no business appointing two vice presidents. And I'll come back to that.
We'll
hold your peace.
Hold your peace. And I'm waiting for you for that. Yes.
Hold your peace. I will come there. Let's go to our commentators. Let's go to our commentators, and because they want to join in this conversation, and because I want to do that, I want to put you, two of you, in Ziale Tule, and then bring and this one. Let's go to Jojo said if you have more than 12 adversary, what is that? What you expect? More than 12 adversary, like enemies as in adversary. I don't know, Joe, but that's okay. This Facebook user, please sign up to our page so your name can appear. I don't know why your name is not appearing.
It need not
Maybe
appear
you are.
because you, the administrator, did not sign in.
Yeah, no, I signed you, but
No,
he
you
did
call
not.
out the name
He's
of
not my
the
friend.
So I think that what happening.
He's not my friend yet, so I will see whether we can put him on my follow list so he can. We say if Boakai makes appointments that he is not supposed to make, he must be criticized. Exactly, and I agree with that person. Arthur might disagree, but we'll see what happens. He said we not talking about the decommissioning. We're not going to be decommissioning the person, but he said the presidency must be informed too. And he agreed with someone. He said, yes, he does not know what he is doing. Boakai does not know what he's doing. We're coming there. Let me go to this. Most of the people, I don't know, the person is really communicating here. And Celia Sony say, going to school and getting the experience on the job are two different things. Front page Africa is now biased, right? Okay, they're asking you, Arthur Solo, why you say front page is biased? Because
they prove it.
I know, but yeah. And let's go to Celestine continue. Front page Africa wasn't biased when they said 8-ton loan wasn't credible and good. When they reported to you in your favor, then they were the best. Of course, Celestine, I thought this pro-weird person, I don't know whether that was not in his favor or in his favor. Arthur, can you allow a carpenter to cut your hair? Arthur would never do that because that hair would be cricket. This one coming from Alfonso Zen. Alfonso Zen say, thank you. You're speaking truth to power, brother. Is that Sheku they are talking about? Now Sheku have become a darling boy on this station today. Celestine say, Arthur, your excuses are not genuine. If you have an inexperienced person, you need a smart, I don't know what is that, SME, as a consultant to that rookie. So, okay, basically, Arthur, let me put it on the screen here for you. The position that we are talking about is a position of vice president of NOCAR. According to the law, and let me put that law on the screen. I don't know, maybe that will convince you. Maybe that will convince you. Let me put our law on the screen, and then we will talk about it. No, not this one. Not this one. This is the, I want to put a mean law on the screen so you can see that. Sorry for that. And the law says, Arthur, that we cannot, okay, I see it. Thank you. The law says we cannot. If you look on the screen, Arthur, you see where I circle. This is the article here, the NOCAR Law 2016 final draft. That the one that will pass. Article 12, Section E1 states, and when they say the president and chief executive officer, they are referring to the NOCAR president and chief executive officer. They're not talking about the president of the Republic of Liberia. The president and chief executive officer shall, subject to the approval by the board, appoint a vice president in charge of operation and such other vice presidents as he or she may deem necessary. That's the part I want you to understand. A treasurer and a corporate secretary and may delegate to them such authority as is approved by the board of directors. Now, Arthur, if you agree with me, the president of Liberia cannot make an appointment or cannot make a nomination and go to NOCAR board to say, I want you to approve my nomination.
Okay, I want you to bring that page back, the page you took, or just put it back up. Because you're reading the Bible, you're not starting from Genesis, you want to start from John 1:1. In the beginning was the word. So let's go back, bring the page back. Obviously.
I don't know what you want me to do here, but that's the
look at that, right? The one you circle, I've seen it, but look at where it say on D. Read D.
Okay, let's go to D. It say the president or chief executive, that's a senior NOCAR officer.
Now why I say
president? Yeah, the NOCAR president, chief executive officer.
Executive.
Yeah.
Shall serve shall,
at the pleasure
shall
of
serve
the
at
president
the pleasure of the president
of
and may
Liberia.
also
That
be
one, that's the
removed.
person now. The chief executive officer and the president of NOCAR is appointed by the president of the Republic of Liberia. So he serve at the will and pleasure of the president of the Republic of Liberia.
No, I don't see the crime there by Gibson. I don't see it there. Because the bossman and the assistant bossman, wait now, I come in because you start reading John 1:1. You don't start from Genesis. You didn't start from Genesis.
So you're talking about here, right? So
but then where you're making a mistake, Arthur.
I'm not making a mistake.
Not every scripture you can take and start reading.
So
but I'm doing. You have to compound them for
Arthur, hold on. It is very simple to understand. This is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. The president and the chief executive officer shall not be member of the board of directors. Is it
yes.
Not? Okay.
You cannot.
Because
the chief executive officer cannot be member of the board of directors. But here is the thing. I want you to look at it like, hold on. The first one you raise, let's settle that and we'll go to the next one.
Settle it.
The president and the chief executive of NOCAR, they didn't put NOCAR here, but the whole law,
we know.
Yeah, that NOCAR shall serve at the will and at the pleasure of the president, and may be also removed as provided in Section 10C of this Act. In other words, the president of the Republic of Liberia is already mentioned in Section 10C. So they can't come again, president of the Republic of Liberia, president of the Republic of Liberia, they can't repeat it. So they say you can be removed by the president. In other words, you serve at the will and pleasure of the president. Wait, let me see, Brother Salif is calling. Brother Salif? The link is in the chat room.
Post it on the comment. The one in the chat room is
yes. I can put one more there for you. I can
put one more there. Put in the comment section. The one in the chat room is blank. Now I said,
okay, I can put it there again.
For me.
So you want us to still wait 5 or we can come on now?
Yeah, we come on now.
Okay.
Okay, so Arthur, so the chairperson or the president and executive officer.
After you say the senior mechanist, we're reading the whole Bible now.
No, I'm not stumbling. The president.
Yeah.
The president and the chief executive officer can be a president appointed by the president of Liberia. That's where the president authorities stop. So when you come down here, it make it clear that the president and the chief executive officer, that we just talk about over that can be appointed by the president.
By the president
is the one that has the authority
to approve.
To appoint by the approval of the board.
No, Mr. Jeru. It said subject to approve. It is
I want to say
the appointing power. You see, this is constitutional.
Hold on. I thought you read it upside down.
Okay, I read it upside down. You read it back. Let's see.
You read it. Wait, let's not confuse the listener and the viewers.
Thank you. Let's read it over.
The president, listen now, the president.
Let's get something here, please. 1 minute. Arthur, please allow Gibson to
let me finish
and send the floor over to you.
I will mute myself.
Let me finish. I will let you speak. Okay.
Please, let's listen.
Here,
let something be done. Then we pick up and speak about. If we are doing it like that, it means we are not giving the audience what they want.
So let's go back up here. Let's start from up here. We said here that you talk about D, and I want to bring us back to D. The president and or executive officer of NOCAR will be appointed by the president and will serve at the pleasure of the president. This president here referred to the president of the Republic of Liberia. You appoint the chief executive officer and the president of NOCAR, and you can remove that person anytime. They serve at your pleasure. But when then you leave this place and you come down to this section EI, it says this president, who the president of Liberia have already appointed, will appoint the officers subject to the approval of the board. Means you will appoint until the board approve. So it's like you nominate the person to the board and say, these are the names of the people I got. I want you to approve this person, that the person will serve as vice president. The board will approve before that person can serve. That's what it means by shall, subject to the approval of the board, appoint a vice president, and any other vice president. But that was not what President Boakai did. Okay? That was not what President Boakai did. What President Boakai did was he appointed directly the two vice presidents. And the two vice presidents are this. These are the two vice presidents he appointed. He appointed Boakai Jaliba as vice president, number one. He appoints Emmanuel Azango as vice president, number two. Don't get me wrong. These are two educated young men. These are great young men. I know them, even though Emmanuel Azango was dismissed by President Weah before for irregularity or whatever it is. But he was reappointed by the president. To appoint the people, this particular appointment should have been the NOCAL chief executive officer. It's not supposed to be the president of the Republic of Liberia because you don't have that authority to do that. Because you're supposed to send out name to the board to approve. How can the president of Liberia make an appointment and send it to a company board and say you must approve first before they can work, which is not attainable. This is where Boakai went wrong. You cannot appoint people you usurp the office of the appointing power at the NOCAL. They want some control. They want people who the president of NOCAL can work with. So you cannot go and appoint the people when the act say you are not supposed to do the appointment. The NOCAL president will do the appointment. And then when you do the appointment, you got to send it to the board first. The board must approve, then before they start to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me come in. You know, all the display you made, you didn't point out any truth that it stopped the president of the republic from making any appointment. You see, you did criminal justice in your course of your journalism because you're part of it. You told me that when you got the degree for it, when you got the certificate for it. One thing you forgetting to know, if the president can appoint the chief executive officer and the president of that institution, you still have the appointing power. He can appoint, and those two people that you're talking about, who they work for? They work at the will and pleasure of the president. So if the president submitted the name
president now
of the republic, the chief officer and the president of NOCAL work at the will and pleasure of the president, right? That's what the act said.
No, the chief executive officer,
the president,
of NOCAL, the big person at NOCAL.
Of NOCAL.
Hold on. The head of NOCAL, the president and the chief executive officer of NOCAL will be appointed by the president.
They work at the will and pleasure of the president.
Yeah, but then the law came down. The law came down and said after the president appoint the head, it will be the responsibility of the head to find people who will serve as vice president and submit the names.
What's the qualm in there?
The qualm in there is called usurpation of authority. The president just undermined the president and the chief executive officer of NOCAL. So you know what's going to happen? Those two people that were appointed by the president, they no longer hold alliance to the president of NOCAL, who they're supposed to pay alliance to. They will see themselves now as presidential appointee that the chief executive officer of NOCAL will no longer be having authority to remove because you are put there by the president of the Republic of Liberia. The chief executive officer cannot remove you because you have the presidential appointment. And it's not supposed to be that way. They're supposed to be under the chief executive. The chief executive should be able to determine, make a recommendation to the board and say,
the ad did not say the chief executive officer.
You don't have to say une. You don't have to put
we did it with constitutional linguistics.
You don't have to do. Okay, let me bring in brother.
Come in.
Let me bring in brother Salif. Brother Salif, yeah. Let me bring in brother Salif.
Language. You know what? They bring in the territory in Cote d'Ivoire. A constitutional linguistic made him to be the third president, the territory in Cote d'Ivoire because they didn't read their own constitution very well.
Okay. When I talk to amend the law of NOCAL, we can decide to amend the law of NOCAL. But for now,
it didn't say who the president of NOCAL. It didn't say that.
No, it said that.
No,
it said that.
No,
the act says
put it back up. Put it back up. Put it back on.
I will put it back. I will put it back for Salif. Ato, the act referred to the head of NOCAL as the president.
Put it back up,
I will put it back. Don't worry. The act referred to the president. The act referred to the president and chief executive officer of NOCAL.
Put it back
the
up.
President of the Republic of Liberia.
You did with
But man, you
Genesis.
can't let me finish. Why? I said
I
I'll
want
put
you
it
to put it
up.
back up. I want you to put
I'll
it back
put it
up.
up. Don't worry. Just give me a chance. Oh man,
Alright.
hold your peace.
No, I don't want you to lecture me.
I
Then
have to
you get me
first before I
confused.
even put it up. Before I bring Salivi, I gotta get an idea of what we're discussing. They may just come in.
Of course.
The
Of course.
contention here is who is supposed to do the appointment of the vice president. The law says the president and chief executive officer of NOCAR is appointed by the president and serve at the pleasure of the president. Then it came down and said, but the vice president will be appointed by the chief executive officer of NOCAR, but with the approval of the board of directors. So that's the chain of command, because the law wants the vice president to be the responsibility of the board, like the legislature, the Senate approved an executive appointee. It looked like the same way the board will be looking. So the president nominate them, send it to the board, and say, these are the people I want them to serve as vice president. The board meets and decides, say, yeah, we agree with the person, we agree with that person, we don't agree with the person. Then the people begin to serve. But if the president is passing over the NOCAR president, instead of submitting this name to the board for the board to approve, and the president approve them, appoint them directly, they don't have any authoritative alliance to the president of NOCAR. That's where the issue is. So now they will be acting as themselves. They will be acting. The NOCAR president got no reason to move them now. He got no power.
Can the board?
Let me put it on. Let me let brother Salif.
Can the board unconfirm them or disapprove them?
Oh yes.
Okay. So the idea is simple. The board is
no. But when the president of the Republic of Liberia appoint, then the board cannot do anything about it. It's above the appeal grade.
That's what you and I are speaking from the same standpoint. You see?
Okay.
No,
let's put it back.
He's the man of God. Maybe he can bring a little bit of spiritual spirit in there. Then we all will move forward. Let you come in.
So this is the art. Okay.
Go back to D. I want you to start from D. Don't show me
I can show the man the whole section. This
No,
is
but it's already clear.
I will mute
I understand
you.
it clear.
While I mute you from my side, you can unmute yourself. I will mute you. So NOCAR Law 2016 final draft that was approved and published as a law. Under Chapter 12, it deals with the president and the executive officer of NOCAR. Now, they see here the president and executive officer of NOCAR. Then let me go back right there. The president and executive officer of NOCAR shall run the day-to-day affairs of the corporation, as I told you after. So it is not the president of Liberia. So that person run the day-to-day affair of the organization. So that person, according to this law, may be appointed by the president of Liberia. Indeed, you say you serve. Indeed, the president and chief executive officer shall serve at the pleasure of the president. This president in section C, in section 10C, is already stated who this president is. It's the president of the Republic of Liberia. You, as the head of NOCAR, you will be appointed by the president and you will serve at the pleasure of the president. Then the act came down. The people who wrote the law, they are smart. They came down to section EI. It said the NOCAR president here will appoint the vice president of the organization, but first he needs to send it to the board for approval. And the reason for that is for corporate process. You vet the people, you get 2 or 3 people that you believe they are really qualified, you send it to the board, say these are the best qualified people that I found that can serve as vice president. The board will scrutinize them, and among the 3 people you send, the board say, you know what, 1 is not qualified, the other 2 you can appoint them, and the chief executive officer and president of NOCAR can appoint them. But brother Sally, what happened here is that these two people, Boakai Jaliba and Emmanuel Azanko, have been appointed by the president of the Republic of Liberia. What do you say about that?
Thank you for having me on the show. I've been following the discussion, and I think we have to slow down with some of the things we are doing. I'm sorry I'm not home, so I have to join the show from my cell phone, and I hope I'm coming in clear.
Yeah, becoming
I really wanted to be part of the show, and that's why I said no matter what happened, I'd rather use my cell phone to be on. Because yesterday I really struggled to come on, and I just couldn't get on. But here is the thing: this is what we call overreach, and I'm sure all of us are familiar with that word, overreach. This is a complete overreach. It's a complete presidential overreach. I recently got appointed to the board of one of the big corporations here, and they operate out of Grand Forks, but we got offices here. The executive director reached out to me because one of the members of that board wanted me on that team, and they reached out to me. We met, we had lunch, we talked, but she did not have the authority. She had to go to the board. I had to send in my resume and everything, went to the board. The board sat down, they met, and they voted. After vetting me, they voted to include me. And then all she had to do was to extend me the letter of appointment. Now, the reason why uh, it is written that way is because we want sustainability, we want cohesion, we want coherence, we want loyalty. If the president is going to appoint the those two gentlemen, the vice president, I mean, it's kind of productive because then the question is you are going to be affecting the car negatively because who's going to report to who? If I am your deputy, if I'm the vice president, but the president directly appointed me, my loyalty lies to the president. I don't have to listen to you. It's kind of productive. And I really don't know who is advising President Boakai because some of these things are just overreach. You can't do that. If there is a charter for NOCAR and the charter says the president can appoint the chairman of NOCAR or the director of NOCAR, whatever, or the president, and the president has to make recommendation to the board on who he wants to come in. The board has to sit down and vet these people, and the board is the one that will vote on whoever they think is a better candidate to come in and serve as vice or whatever other position. The president, President Boakai, should not do that because this is like throwing a wrench in the mix because he's going to start the process because now the vice is not going to completely be loyal to the president because he's not going to listen because he thinks he has the ear of the president who appointed him. It's counterproductive. We can't do these things. We cannot do these things. That's complete impropriety. We have to follow things the way they are. And I am still praying and I'm still trying to be hopeful and patient because I think the UP administration, they're making series of mistakes. If it is written, if that is the charter of NOCAR, we have to follow it. Why would the president decide to go and appoint people? That is an overreach. It's not in his scope. And that's what I've been saying to everybody who cares to listen. I think the president of Liberia, there's too much power arrogated to the president of Liberia. The president cannot have the power to appoint everybody. And one of the moves that I'm trying to make, the president should not appoint a superintendent. The president should not appoint a town chief. The president can appoint everybody because then who are these people loyal to? In the federal society, the people we call superintendent in the federal society are what they call governors. So imagine the governor of a state being appointed by the president. That will be counterproductive. Superintendents should be elected by the people so that they be accountable to the people. If the
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree
yeah,
with that.
or else,
And before Arthur come in,
yeah,
the problem we are talking about here, in the past they say George Weah did not obey the law. George Weah violated laws. He did this, he did that. We are coming to rescue the nation from George Weah violation of the laws. Every statute on the book is a law created by the legislature and published under the signature of the president to become a law.
sure.
So if that is a law, the president is under responsibility when he was taking his oath of office. He said, I swear, I do solemnly swear to protect, defend, and promote and protect the laws of the Republic of Liberia. And he said, yeah, the Constitution and the laws of the Republic of Liberia. So if the president is not supposed to do the appointment, if that responsibility is the responsibility of the person who is the head of that institution, but you pass over the president and appoint these two people. Who you think the poor loyalty will be to?
It's an overreach. It's an overreach. It shouldn't happen. Nobody should support that. Anybody who supports that, I will be surprised. If whatever we are did that people complained about and for which they decided he did not need a second term, the UP administration cannot replicate those same things because that's the very reason they did not bring we are back. So that's the very reason you came to run. You said you wanted to take the country in a different direction. So you cannot go against laid down foundations of NOCA. It's just simple. It's called overreach. The president, that was an overreach, and it should be frowned at. Every well-meaning Liberian should frown at that overreach because if he does it to NOCA, he will start to do it to every other government agency, and we cannot have the government do that.
So the question now is,
in the
let me
strongest
ask
terms.
Arthur, I want you to come in, Arthur, and I want you to speak to whether, if you agree or not agree. The question then is, can Boakai now reject, or take back that appointment and allow the NOCA president to do it?
Okay. You see, all of us, we are speaking to the truth. But the act itself that created NOCA and all those things is limited. It didn't preclude the president for appointing the lower position. It did not block him. Because by all nations, by all mention, the president had the appointing power in the republic. That's why the first thing, they don't want the board to be colluding with anybody, and they said the president can appoint the chief executive officer and the president of the NOCA. But it didn't say anything after that, but he cannot appoint the honorees. It did not say that.
So let me ask you a question while you're continuing. I'll not interrupt you, but let me ask you a question while you're continuing.
Go ahead.
Do you think, since the law says any vice president that will be appointed should go to the board for approval, should the president nominees now go to the board of NOCA for approval?
Yeah, of course. Because that's what the act said. So that's why you and I, we are talking from different two standpoints. The act did not preclude the president from appointing any or the managing director. You see that? That's the thing that brought Ouattara a third term in Cote d'Ivoire. I'm saying this. Alassane Ouattara in Cote d'Ivoire, he's serving a third term because of the constitutional language. We claim, we the Liberians, we are very smart, but we are not smart. The act that you read, it never anywhere that it stopped the president for appointing honorees. That make
so you want to see, you want to see the president shall not appoint. You want to see the president shall not appoint before you say the president cannot do it?
No. I want to see a blockage that will stop the president.
No, but Arthur, there are some things, okay? Like right now in the U.S., Fannie Willis, who's investigating Donald Trump's attempt to overturn the 2020 elections, okay? Mm-hmm. Right now, she's on the hot seat.
Of course.
And they're asking for her dismissal, right? And it's what she did. What she did is not against Georgia's law. What she did, there are so many other legal practitioners that they and their husbands and wife are on the same case. One of the guys, one of the lawyers, two of the lawyers that were on the O.J. Simpson case, they also have relationships. So these things are, what we are talking about is the avoidance of impropriety. It's the appearance of that avoidance. Even if they did not preclude President Boakai from making appointment for lower officers, listen, we want to create a standard. You don't want to create a conflict because when you, as the president, you appointed the chief executive, if you're going to start to also appoint the lower executive, you know what you're doing? You're creating confusion because now these people find it difficult to work together because, listen, all of us got appointment from the same place. I don't have to listen to you. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So even if he had the power to do it, if I was in this capacity and I had the power to do it, I won't do it because I want NOCA to function effectively, efficiently. So you don't want people to be a loggerhead. You know, you don't want to do that. So it's better you leave the lower appointment with the board. That's why we got a board.
See, this is
what is the job of the board?
You know the reason why I waited for you? This is exactly the point you just said. But if you want to put it on the law is not violated. It's still in place. But the morale behind it, that's what people are looking at. You see, now you
No,
ask
no. Arthur, I disagree. Let me tell you how the laws are read. They are not read the way we read our textbook.
That's what I'm trying to tell
Laws
you.
are read in concert. I come in. The laws are read in concert. The part of the law say, Mr. President, you can appoint a NOCA bossman.
Not the board.
Then part of the law say,
Mr.
I come in. Arthur, just hold on. The law says, now you want now you make it, I can repeat the whole thing. The law says, Mr. President of the Republic of Liberia, go ahead and appoint NOCA big man as your right. The person will serve at your pleasure. You can move the person anytime, put the person anytime. Then the law came down and said, NOCA big man, your responsibility is to appoint your vice president. But before you appoint them, before they take their seat, you send them to the board. The board will approve them, then before they take their seat. Now, the question is, even if you want to argue your point, let's play the devil's advocate and argue your point. The president of the Republic of Liberia cannot make an appointment and submit it to NOCA board for approval. It is completely out of place. That's why the president makes an appointment, they don't go to NOCA board. They don't go to any company board. They go to the Senate. So now Boakai Jaliba and Emmanuel Azango will no longer go to the board, who will have authority over them.
So then you make the board irrelevant.
They will now go to the Senate for confirmation.
No,
and when
that's
the
not
Senate
right.
confirm them, the board of NOCA cannot dismiss them. The president of NOCA cannot dismiss them because they have the authority of the national president and they have the authority of the Senate. They are now like the president of NOCA. They all are answerable to the president, and NOCA president has no more power over them to withdraw them if they are doing anything that is not right. That's where the president is wrong.
Yeah, but you see, Mr. Jerry, we have similar case here in the States, right? Just before the 2020 elections, Donald Trump expanded the board, the board of governors at the USPS, the Postal Service. And because of that, they were able to sit and put in Louis DeJoy, who messed up the Postal Service because he wanted the election to swing in Donald Trump's favor. When Joe Biden won the election, Joe Biden could not touch Louis DeJoy. Louis DeJoy could make out the mouth and say, listen, you got to deal with me for several years, because the president does not have the power. Because if we look at what Arthur is saying, if the president of the board is appointed to serve at the will and pleasure of the president, and the lower officers, all of them have to do the same thing, then the president has the power to fire any one of them at any time. And that is completely counterproductive. So when President Biden took over, he couldn't do anything with Louis DeJoy, even though this guy was messing up. But because there's an act that put him there, the only way Biden could get him out was to expand the board of governors, and then they will have more voices there, then they vote, and then they can vote him out. So they couldn't do anything. And all these things, measures are put in place for stability. We don't want to run a country where because the only reason I think the president will want to do that will be to undermine the NOCA boss. Because if you don't want to undermine him, why do you want to appoint other people? Why do you want to appoint other people? What is the job of the board? Why does NOCA have the board? I mean, it's just appropriate. You appoint the head, the chief executive of NOCA, and let NOCA take care of the rest. Let the NOCA board go and vet for who the vice president is. We don't want a country where the president finger is in everything, because then I'm a sustainability person. We're talking about what he has done is not sustainable, because it's going to throw NOCA in confusion. Because if you have to appoint them and they have to go to the Senate for confirmation, that means they all have equal power. So who's going to listen to who?
You see,
so that is the impropriety we're talking about. Even though the plain text you read did not give the president the authority to appoint the lower officers, the plain text we read. But even let's assume that it said that. What about the impropriety? You don't want that. because you want smooth operation at Noka.
Thank you.
I don't know what the president's interest is. He has to have an interest for which he will make the move that he made, and nobody should accept that. It's condemnable. I condemn it in the strongest terms. It was an overreach. It's an overgrowth. It shouldn't happen.
Speaking the same language, but we are different on the act that created the scene. No car that the act I have a problem with. The act is not sufficient enough. Right now, anybody in Noka can sue the president to the Supreme Court. He will win. You know why he will win? Because he's only going to use their own languages against them. That's why I'm trying to say, I trick on you for you to bring that up, and he's the one that got it. Because if you go to the Supreme Court right now, you know you can sue the administration. You can go to the Supreme Court will say, what the act say? The act say the president can go ahead.
The act is clear. The act is clear, Arthur. The act is very, very clear.
No, you see, that's why you think.
Arthur,
did not preclude the president from
okay, let me bring this scenario. Let me bring this scenario.
Arthur, let me ask you this question. Let's imagine you are the Noka boss.
Yeah.
Do you think you will be happy
very much
for the president to appoint all your honored men, or will you want it to go through the system?
No way, I will allow it. But you see, the same reason you and I saying the same thing, and now I have backing for the president. But the act, the people getting is saying that the act is good. No, the act is limited. There's more language needed in the act.
Okay, I got your point. So let us go back. Let us go back and revise. Let us go back and revise the act.
But the president is not prevented from it. The president is not prevented. The president is not excluded from it. The president still have the sitting power. He can even appoint the janitor over there. You can't do anything. You see the point?
That would be counterproductive. We don't want a country, right? We don't want a country where the president appoints everybody.
That why make it bad.
After the Constitution of Liberia says, and in clear terms, that the president may appoint cabinet ministers, chief of staff,
they have the appointing power.
Deputy ministers, and assistant ministers.
The president had the appointing power.
No. I come in to ask a question that is different from what you're saying.
Okay.
They name those positions that the president can appoint: ambassadors, ministers, deputy ministers, assistant ministers. It stopped at assistant ministers, superintendents. It didn't say comptroller. So if the president decide today to appoint the comptroller of finance ministry, would it be appropriate? Because the Constitution did not say the president shall not appoint comptroller. It didn't say that. Can he appoint controllers? Okay. So this is a question that we are talking about here. There are several positions in the Constitution, in Liberia, that did not appear in the Constitution as the authority for the president to appoint. The comptroller, for example, directors of certain programs in the ministry. The director of press and public affairs in all the ministries. They did not say the president should appoint them. But then the president ask people to be appointed as director of press and public affairs, maybe at Justice Ministry. Instead of the president, the minister appointing me, the president appoint me, and I go through confirmation hearing at the Senate. Does that look like I have any loyalty to the minister?
No.
Does that look like okay? So that not all the laws can say the president shall not. They spell out your role and they spell out the other person's role is sufficient for you to act within the bounds of your role. That's what the law is all about.
Okay, can I say something?
Go ahead.
The reason why we're having the conflict, because Noka is a cooperation, right? So the reason is they're trying to prevent government overreach on our cooperation. That's why I'm saying the act itself that created is limited.
And that's exactly what the president did. He just had an overreach.
That's what he does, because the act is limited. The act, you overreach it to a corporation that's supposed to serve as an independent body. But the act that created it, tie their hand behind their back. That's what I'm saying. You and I
but this is the law.
But he's not wrong doing it. You carry to court, he will win.
No, you cannot win. Yeah. You cannot win. You cannot win in a case. You cannot win in a case.
Let me say, the one that you put down by the Constitution, why the Constitution name the ministry and all the places, why name it is to prevent the president from.
But that's the same thing it did to the Nokao. It said the
Yeah.
president can appoint the executive director.
The power is not a government entity. It's a corporation that working with the government. There has to be.
It is government entity.
If the board bring somebody in, if the board hire somebody, do the president have the power to stop that person?
Okay, let me make a bridge here. If you're listening to us, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blaze TV Radio. Coming Arthur, this is the Blaze TV and radio. If you want to see some of our stories, we have a lot of story from the counties. If you are interested in reading story from your county, you are most welcome to go on our website, blazedailynews.com, blazedailynews.com, and you are going to see stories from the various counties. We have uploaded so many stories from different counties. Maybe you look there, you see something from your county. Things are happening in the various counties. For instance, let's look at quickly. Let's look at certain stories here briefly that we can just go ahead and show you. This one is this one. Let me minimize it, and then it will be able to. Let's share the screen here quickly, guys, and then we'll come back to the panelists to discuss this particular issue. We're going to stay on the issue. If you look here, there is a fire incident. 4 people died in a fire incident in let me read a story here. It says four people died instantly when fire gutted the house in which they were living. The fire incident occurred early Wednesday morning in Tianin Town, Tewa District, Grand Cayman County. Let's see here. This is the video here. So some of our stories.
This is another serious fire incident. Another serious major fire incident. Early this Wednesday morning, February 15, 2024, in the town of Tewa District, Electoral District 3, early Wednesday morning. Early this morning, what a human being is in the building. A serious major fire incident. The fire is not yet new.
Okay, so those are some of the stories there. Then let's go right back here to Bon County, where our Bon County correspondent, Ramsey Clark, filed this story from Representative Fambule, who once passed Bon County caucus audited. This is a story that we will be following. Electoral District number 7, Representative Fambule is calling for an audit to be conducted on the past leadership of the county's legislative caucus for alleged misappropriation of development funds. These are stories that we all can follow. You can go to the website, you will see any amount of stories. Let's look at this one here. This is a serious story here. Representative Flomo vows to support community radio art. And community radio, they are institutions that are managed by the community. They don't have a lot of money, but according to him, the Nimba County District number 2, this one was reported by Ramsey Clark again. He's in Bon County, but he's all over the place doing the job for us. Representative Yan Flomo Sr. says he will work hard to make sure the art for an ownership, management, licensing, and operations of community radio stations in Liberia is passed. He is cited as the Community Radio Act 2023. The instrument is intended to promote and protect the independence of community radio stations around the country and to ensure that community radio stations serve the interests of their local communities and areas they are operating. But the whole matter here is that he wants this community radio thing to be in the annual budget. They are desires for 1% of the national budget to be allotted to community radio station. This is something we have seen in Ivory Coast, we have seen in Senegal, we have seen in other French-speaking countries where they allocate certain amount of money. Like in Ivory Coast, each media institution in Ivory Coast receive no more than 4 to 5 million CFA for what they call the media support. In Senegal is 7 million CFA to support the media there, but this is not happening in an English-speaking country. And that doesn't mean that when they gave you the money, it's a legislative act. You don't have to case the government. You don't have to do anything for the government, but it is intended to make sure that media institutions remain on the market. So yes, if you want to read more of these, more stories about your county, you can go there and you can see a lot of stories here for you to read. And let me do that so you can see it very clearly here. This is a story I want to bring to you. Another story from Plebo, Maryland County. And it says citizens of Plebo District frustrated over delay of 35K bridge. Let's just read one or two sentences here or paragraphs. Just residents of two major towns, Watika and Bolokbo, Nimeke, in Plebo Statutory Solocan District, Maryland County, has expressed frustration over the delay in construction of the $35,000 bridge linking the two towns near the Kavala River belt. And according to the town chiefs and some aggrieved residents, the construction work of the bridge started in 2021 when the statutory superintendent of the district, Aloysius Willem, broke grounds. But since then, the chief said there has been no sign of completing the bridge project. The residents said, if you look here, this is the bridge here. You see here is broken. It's been eaten away by erosion. So they are saying that this bridge itself, look at the bridge here. You can see on the screen, it's completely it's dilapidated and it's broken down. It's been eaten here by erosion. And the residents are saying this bridge is not just good, but they said they will continue with that. So yes, if you want, you can just come to the Blaze Daily News website and you will see several stories. Some of them have videos, some of them have audios, some of them they have different pictures and all of that. You can come here and entertainment. You can go to our county news and you can just click, you read all the stories from the county. You want to read some sports stories and all of that. Let me move that from the screen and go back and see how Arthur is arguing his point. I think what Arthur I will bring you on a bit. The point you are arguing could really hold if the people you're talking about, they are in the same institution. For instance, the president of NOCAL and the vice president of NOCAL, they are making separate appointments. Like the law says, the president can make certain appointment in NOCAL, and then the vice president can make certain appointment, but then the president made that appointment. Even at that, it's still bad. It's an overreach. Like Brother Salif said, it's an overreach. You pass over the person who's supposed to do the job and you appoint them. What you do is you make that person equal to the person that you are appointing. That's what we do the appointment. So right now, those two vice presidents that were appointed, again, I put they put them on the screen here. Those two persons that were appointed, those two people that were appointed, they are equal to the NOCA president himself, because they all have presidential powers beyond them. They all now have presidential power. The president of NOCAL cannot argue anything because they did not go through the board of directors anymore. They went straight from the president and they will go to the Senate. Now, if the NOCAL president is confirmed by the Senate, appointed by the president, and the two vice presidents confirmed by the Senate, appointed by the president, and the hell the NOCAL president coming to tell me something? What are you going to tell me? You myself will pass through the same process. The president appointed me. I went to the Senate, they approved me. You, they appointed you, went to the same Senate, they approved you. Then you come in to suggest to the board and say, I need a man to be suspended. No, you don't have the power to suspend me, oh man. If I want to be suspended, the president will suspend me. And that is where the danger is. The smooth operation of the entity is actually disturbed, actually hampered by this presidential. I think Joseph Boakai should actually remove those people or withdraw the appointment. Let me get you guys 2 minutes each for closing on this issue, and then we'll go to the next issue. Let's start with Arthur. I will start with you. Let me see what you're going to say first.
You see, Gibson, you and I, we are not so different from the issue. You see, you are arguing the issue of morale. I'm arguing the issue of the establishment of the act is limited. From private entity to public entity, there's a big problem. My senior brother just said it about the public postal service. This is why it created a big problem, because if it's a public, it's owned by the public, the president or whoever in charge can do whatever they want as long as they have that term limit. You know,
But that is a public entity. It's a government corporate status. It's not a private entity
as well. You know, that's why the government of Liberia made it to be. It's both public and private. So they want to keep that balance. That's why the act that government is have to be crystal clear. Okay, let's say today, Boakai does it, right? And those people then they stay in power. And then the new president come and then change the act around, get the power to the board. What do the board do? The problem that I'm arguing is not like Boakai is right to do it. Boakai is in the position of overreaching, like Mr. Selly said. He overreached already. He's the president. President always in the United States of America. The federal government always overreaching everything. So if you give that president the frame, he will overreach. And that's why I'm saying, even when you take it to court, he won't argue the language that there. He's not going to argue the spectrum of the morale that there. If you listen one thing in Minnesota, when the BLM situation, there was a lawsuit against Donald Trump administration. The key point was he called in the National Guard instead of bringing in the sheriff. But he claimed the BLM to be a domestic terrorist. The state of Minnesota claimed that BLM is an organization, not a domestic terrorist. Is not on the terrorist list. That's why defeated Donald Trump. Because if he wanted to make BLM a terrorist, you should have had him on the federal terrorist list that they are terrorists. But the place Donald Trump gave his tea back is that the individual in the BLM that's on the terrorist watch list. That's why they score gaining the power to stay. You see it? So all I'm saying here is not to say I'm supporting Boakai overreach. No. But Boakai is a government. Government always overreach. You Gibson know that. You Selly know that. Government always overreach. If you don't prevent the government from overreaching, they will do it all the time. Even the appoint town chief. I'm telling you this. That's government. So in order for you, if government partnering with a private entity, there has to be a crystal clear language that everybody will follow. But if you leave it like the Constitution, that act, you're not going to go back to create another act underneath that act. But the Constitution, there's amendment over amendment every day to fix the Constitution. There's no amendment to that act. You see the problem? The only way to solve that problem is to decommission the entity and reinstitute it. You see the problem behind why I say the Constitution, like this say, is dangerous and the president is taking advantage of it. It don't mean that the president is right to do what he's doing. No, by morale, he's wrong. But why would my deputy have more power than me? Because of what you're saying. If the vice president go through Senate confirmation, why would he listen to you? Because you report directly to the president. Take another thing again I want to show in America. If you remember the communication director that were appointed, Anthony Fauci, whatever his name is, Anthony, he said that he was going to report directly to the President Trump because Trump appointed him. It caused him to be dismissed because you report to the chief of staff, not to the president. But you won't go around the president because the president handpicked him. It caused the president to dismiss him. That's why the attorney Ghana spend more than 2 months in anywhere. So the language, even in America, they're still fighting with the language. That the language I'm talking about, the language do not to the president.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go to Mr. Salif.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be. I mean, we already dealt extensively with the matter. The only thing is, my question is, why? President Boakai, why? Why do you think you want to appoint 3 people in the leadership in the car? What's the rationale behind your decision to appoint the president and to still appoint 2 vice presidents when the act that created NOCAR says you can appoint the president and let the president appoint the vice president, but it got to go through the board. Why is the need? Is there something? Because I see those two people that he appointed as just an implant. You just planted them in to check maybe the president. I mean, because anybody can read meaning into it, and that's the avoidance of impropriety. As the president, you have to do everything to avoid that appearance of impropriety. That's all my concern. I'm not going to dwell on the language, the plain language of the text, but it appears fishy. You can see it a mile away. It appears very fishy. What is the intention of the president? Who were the people that advised him that he had to appoint those two people? And if you appoint them, they got to go through Senate confirmation. It's a big confusion that you are creating in the car. You don't need to do that. So they need to rethink that. If they can't undo it, going forward, they got to make sure it doesn't happen in other agencies.
Thank you very much, and guys, I appreciate your comments. But let's say recently or sometime before George Weah was voted out, one of the arguments that opposition people had was George Weah appointed Southeasterners to most position in government. As a result, they took it against him. They told the people that George Weah was a sectionalist. In fact, he only considered people from the Southeast to be in government. And so the people formed their opinion about George Weah. Now, Joseph Boakai came to rescue. But we're talking about Southeast that has about 6 counties, if I'm not mistaken. 6 counties, people coming from there. That's a whole region. But let me put something on the board here, and let's go through it briefly. Let's see how many people Joseph Boakai has so far appointed in Lofa County alone. In Lofa County alone. So let's look at this list. Let's look at this list. I don't know if it is clear on the board for you people. Some of you are using phones, so it may not be too clear. But I will use my highlighter to be able to point to it. So so far, according to the appointments so far, Joseph Boakai has succeeded to make all of these appointments. We have about 14 people now have been appointed to government only from Lofa County alone. The mayor of Morovia, the Lord Mayor of Morovia, it was supposed to be Doc Cooper from Nimba County. They removed him and brought a Gisi guy. And this guy is from Lofa. The Armed Forces of Liberia Chief of Staff, a Kisi man from Lofa. The Ministry of Internal Affairs is from Lofa. I think he's a Loma guy or Bandi guy. I don't know his real, but he's from Lofa. Then let's go to the Minister of Youth and Sport from Lofa. The Director General of the Legis, the guys are responsible for census and stuff, he's from Lofa. The Deputy Minister for Public Works is from Lofa. The Minister of Commerce and Industry is from Lofa. Mother is from Lofa. Head of the Liberian Revenue Agency is from Lofa. Let's go. We're still going down. Then we talk about the Minister of Education. She's from Lofa. Deputy Director General for Administration, the GSA, is from Lofa. The Assistant Minister for Special Services, Minister of State with our portfolio, is from Lofa. The Managing Director, Liberia Telecommunication Corporation, from Lofa. The Director General of CDA, Cooperative Development Agency, is from Lofa. The officer in charge at NOCAR that we just talked about is from Locar. Now let me go back to my panelist here. Is there any problem, or we just crying wolf for no reason? Let me start with you, brother Salif.
Thank you, Mr. Gerald. The thing is, I said that on one of our broadcasts before. Every political party is a government in waiting. I repeat, every
Mhm.
political party is a government in waiting.
Absolutely.
And after the elections, from the moment you receive that call, because there are some things you can't do because you don't know if you will win the elections or not. But from that moment you receive that concession call from your opponent, you start to structure. You don't wait for January 22 or after January 22 to start structuring. That's where the chairman of the party, Luther Tapper, the executives of the party, they're supposed to get together and start to map out things to create a balance on the ship because you want to balance the weight. You don't want the ship tilted on one side. You got to balance the weight. You got to equally distribute the weight. So those are the things they should have done. They should have gone right to the drawing board and started to apportion percentage to every county and look for the professionals from those counties, whether they are in the country, whether they are outside of the country. Because I hate is the statement from the chairman of the Unity Party that, oh, you who went in the poo poo water, you did all of that, now they're breaking people. Now, and the only analogy that came to me is if you go on the beach, I've been on the beach many times. When those fancy people or the crew people go fishing, those canoes are very heavy. It takes manpower to pull the canoe from the water on shore. When they're ready to go, it takes manpower to push the canoe back in the water. It's not all the men who help to push the canoe on the water that get into the canoe. It's not all of them. Everybody got their role. So you want progress. You want sustainable development. You need all these things. So sit on the drawing board. And the first thing UP they messed up from the beginning. The UP executives who are sat down. The first thing, bring all the parties because the UP was a conglomeration. Different parties came together to pull off this victory. Bring them together and let's know what their stake in this marriage is. Portion these things. Look at the county. How do we equally distribute the weight so that this administration is balanced? They did not do any of that. Everything Boakai is doing now, he's trying to do them over time because they realize now they don't have time. So they don't have proper time. They don't have enough time to investigate anything. That's why they keep submitting name withdrawing names because it's a complete trial error. Nothing has been done professionally. And some of us who wanted to help to bring some of this stability, they don't want to hear because it's just it's something that shouldn't even be happening. But finally, what I will say is we also have to look at we talk about districting and every 10 years we do census to know, but it looks like we're not learning anything from the census from early time till now. All the census that are done were just done on political stuff to know where senators and they don't
Right.
care. You
Right.
need to know these people from the county, the professionals, so you know, like Lofa alone. Lofa is made up of multiple tribes. Most of the other counties are only one tribe. You go to River Says, maybe two tribes, Bassa and Crew. You go to Grand Bassa, is one tribe. You go to Nimba, you got Crown, you got Mana
Yeah,
and Gil.
facts. Grand,
And maybe
Grand,
lower
Mano,
part is
Gil,
Crown. You
Day.
go to Grand Jida, is Crown. So if we are looking at Lofa and we say we want to balance the weight, Lofa is the only county that is made up of multiple tribes. So if you have more appointments coming from there, I wouldn't have problems because different tribes make up Lofa. So we can't just look at the number. We got to look at the composition.
But then
You
the
know.
argument is, Brother Salif, I
Hmm.
agree with you. And I made an argument before for George Weah
Yeah.
that the accusation against George Weah that he's a sectionalist because there are more people from the southeast. And I said, okay, so you have Elisha Stalu appointed as a CBL governor. He's from Grand Jide. You have Toy from Grand Cru. You have Eugene Nambe from Sino. You have different people from River G, from these places, from Maryland, for example, the speaker. So are you saying that because George Weah is from Grand Cru and he's from the southeast, nobody else can be appointed at the southeast, which is not possible? Now, if they sustain the argument that it was wrong then, But we're talking about one county now. Now we have a county now that have three prominent, let's say four prominent tribes: Loma, Kisi, Bandi. In fact, Bandi is not Bandi, but Pele. They are in there. So how now we are now appointing more people from Lofa when we are arguing about Southeast. So that's why when people are making these accusations and we need to be careful with our people. We need to tell our people the truth.
Yeah,
That
but
these things,
just before Arthur comes in, when you look at the Singapore model, one of the components of the Singapore model, that Singapore was a failing state like Liberia, it was backwards like Liberia, and they came in, and there were three components in their model, and I want to talk about just one of them, and that was meritocracy. Okay, if we are appointing people based on merits, what are the positions these people are being assigned to? Because if we just say, oh no, we just gotta make sure we evenly distribute it. What if somebody we don't have the particular expertise for this particular position from this county?
yeah,
We should just put somebody there because we want to balance the numbers.
because we want to
No.
balance the equation.
Yeah, because we want to balance the equation. So we just put in, okay, if we were looking for civil aviation director, there's nobody from Riverside maybe that's into aviation. Oh, but because we got to balance it, we just got to appoint somebody. And those are some of the things that store the progress of Liberia.
Exactly,
Because
I agree with you.
our appointment has to be based on merit. We got to go towards meritocracy. Okay, let us look for the people that can do the job. If the people can give us the result that we want and the country is progressing, I wouldn't have problem. But if we just put in people because of where they come from and they're not
I
going
mean,
to do the job,
and
then it's a problem.
the people must be professionals.
Yeah.
If the people, especially the people who are elected, like Buffer Chimmers and others, Abachi, and they were listing all of these people as part of the Southeast gang. Oh, the major appoint the whole Southeast is they own the government. Okay, it's not about the whole Southeast. Somebody who is elected in Lofa in Maryland County, and you say the person should not sit because George right from the place. So those you see, the problem I have, and I want Arthur to come in on that. The problem I have is one regime putting down another regime on falsehood and unacceptable propaganda just because you want power, which is what the people did with George Weah. That shouldn't have been any issue. Now we are in the government now with Joe Boakai. We cannot argue and say, well, if the man is a CPA and from Lofa and Boakai is looking for CPA and you don't find anybody from other countries, therefore the man should not appoint the man because they come from the same Lofa. That is not an argument for anybody to make. We are looking for professionals to work in our government, to promote our government. Like you talk about aviation. You know, you can't fly a plane. Only one man can fly a plane, but he's from Lofa. So because Joseph Boakai from Lofa and other people have been appointed from Lofa, therefore, the man who can fly a plane from Lofa will not want you, we're going to grant you, we're going to tell that man who can shoot, who can go on hunting. It doesn't make sense. That's why in the past, I argue against it. And I brought this just to remind people that when they are making argument about certain things, they shouldn't forget that the same thing they will be confronted with it. But Arthur come in on this, and then
Meritocracy. That's what we
yeah,
want. Go ahead, Arthur.
we need merit-based appointment.
You see you lay out the foundation, Brother Salif. You know, what you did is what we call task-based thinking. But you see, the JMB administration, they criticize we are for that. Which means, like you said, opposition is a government in waiting. They should have the ingredients for that soup already coming up. If I were JMB, if I know that I appoint 17 people from Lofa County, their deputy will be from the opposite county to balance the scale. You do that because you already criticized the process, but you didn't know that the process that you're talking about is based on the merit of people intelligence or people know-how. I will not say intelligent to insult anybody. Their know-how is based on that. Jawia came in, we all pushed for the removal of the Justice Minister Musa Dane, you know, but Jawia kept him. You know why? Because Musa Dane already been into the 12-year regime He know most of his counterpart overseas. He know how to maneuver with them. Removing him, putting a new guy in will create a problem. The player I get problem with Musa Ding and when he superstar Serena Seaford. You know, he blindsided him. But Serena Seaford, he's a lawyer. He should have seen that coming. So the idea of Joseph Boakai, I would say that it's a problem. He knew it coming in, but he didn't put the soup together coming in to shut the people up. I would deputize any of those counties. The deputy will be different. Your lieutenant will be different, because that's why I would tell the political party chairman, say, look, the minister go. Let's take the opposition.
I'm not interrupting you. Where it goes bad is when you remove someone from another county, not based on the person's inability to govern, but you remove the man and put somebody from your tribe, and the both of them have pretty much the same qualification.
Yeah.
You remove Doc Cooper. Doc Cooper he's a mayor of Ganta. He's one of the most successful mayor. You appointed a man to the mayor position, at the law mayor position. 1 week later, while the people congratulating the man planning his takeover, you remove the man and brought one Kissy Begin and put a Begin there. The Kissy Begin is not more qualified than Doc Cooper. He has never served in that capacity before. He got no record of success anywhere. You move a man who got successful record of being a mayor and put a man who is not a successful, who had never shown any success anywhere. This is why people got problem with that. Like we'll talk about this guy, Copper Crew the other day. I think 2-3 days ago. We talked about Copper Crew, and one of the issues we raised on this program was how you remove Copper Crew on the basis of ethical reasons as Minister of Justice, but you took him to another ministry of the same weight. How you do that? It
don't make sense. Yeah.
How you do that? I don't, so those are decisions that are problematic, and they are problematic because something is wrong. And I think Brother Selvi is asking that question: who is advancing Boakai?
Thank you. Let me answer that question.
Is Boakai even doing this thing here? Or is he home and they are doing it in the office and just informing him? Or is
no.
Go ahead.
You and I, you brought up the framework document of the CCP, right? And you and I were on your show a long time ago. I think 2-3 years ago, we digested. They procure anyone that now within the party. We're not even a town chief job.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. And Henry Costa came out for me. I hate quoting him, but he came out and said, "Look, the reason of me moving from beyond the paper, he tribalistic. He take anyone that is different from any tribe as an enemy. Prince Johnson jumping beyond the man, Prince Johnson will lose because at the end of the day, the only Kisi people you want to see around him, all Loma people you want to see around him. You don't want to see anybody. He say the old man telling me or Henry Petro Costa that I am a Congo person. I'm not Pele. Because no white, no or yellow Pele man. These are the narrative that eating him.
No white, no yellow Pele.
No yellow Pele man. So if you Gibson or my senior brother Salif, the two of you, if Salif, he had sustainable development knowledge, right? If you get to library, he didn't care whether you're from Grand Cru or you're from Sano, you're from Magibi, he don't care. He cared that if you were there 9 o'clock when he said be there 9 o'clock, if you were there, that's what he cared about. He will probably make you a manager or supervisor because you always on time. That's what he cared about. You Gibson, if Sekou is going and getting all the news and getting all the correspondence, that's what he care about. You don't care if Sekou from Guinea because he's Sekou, because let's say he's Sekou that ain't for Guinea. That what the Boakai regime is doing, that what hurting them. So when they say the person that Tamba, that Lofa County, they okay. But when they say the person that Johnson is from Nimba County, you're removing. And that what bring up to the orchestrated idea he put on. I said it, Brother Sally here, and you say here, I said Boakai orchestrated the removal of Prince Johnson because you don't want to have that heated debate. It's the same thing going on. That to say somebody, they put that advising him, they don't want giving him the name that being put forward first. You see that? So they say, oh, Papa, you know, the guy here, he got experience for Nimba County, and that one of our people, let's put him there. And then when you sit down with him, me crew, the bullies, they say, that man for Nimba County, that Prince Justin man, you can't trust him. It's not about trusting the man. It's about the man can do the job. Can he work with the Moravian people? Does he have an idea how to run the city? Can he keep the city clean? No, but they're not looking at that. What they're looking at is that selling need. Oh no, they're selling need. Not correct, my man. That Congo need there. You know.
Okay.
Probably
All right. We got 16 more minutes. You do your closing. But let me put you in Ziale Tule and bring our commentators here. This one is coming from, let me wear my glasses. They are now. I gotta wear the glasses to see what I'm reading. Yeah. Willong Bai says, Good Spoon FM radio. I don't know what you're talking about, but this is not Spoon. And this one's coming from Facebook user again. This person may not be our friend or follower, and so they are not appearing with their own name. It says the CEO shall appoint. That means, in effect, that Boakai cannot appoint. Salia Sony is arguing here. Arthur, stop, man. Stop, man. Can the board block the president appointment? Who are they reporting to then? Reporting to now. Let's go further down and argue. And Sony continue. Arthur, is there a law stopping you from standing on the road to pee? Well, I think they have the city ordinances, and he continued. It's called the common sense law. Common sense law meaning the president, they both say the man can appoint. They didn't say you can appoint. You're supposed to know already. You're not supposed to do that. And he continues. He is excluded, Arthur, because that authority lies within the power of the person appointed by the president. So the president appoints someone, and the law says when the president appoints you, you appoint this other person. We need numbers to debunk Arthur at times. Okay, we got our number here. If you want to call, we can put it on, and I will put it on.
Arthur, what you did to the people?
Let me put our number on just so that we can have.
I stay with the app. I don't think they're angry.
Let's put a number on so the people in America, they want to call, they can call. And those of you who want to call, that's a WhatsApp number. You can go ahead and call it. Let me see whether we can take a few calls. So that's the number there, 612-607-9281. Let's go back to our comments and read our comments here. Okay, they got our number. And this one is coming from River Says Pro. There, let me put on the screen. It said there were over 70 Lufians employees in George Weah's government. They made it look like an all Southeastern government. I know, right? That's true. River says, man, they lied on Weah. And he continues, we have equal opportunity employment in America across racial and gender lines. And his argument is, we should all be working in Boakai government. Anointed is following here. All right, so if you want to call, the number to call is 612-607-9281, and we will be able to let you on. We are fixing our phone lines, and the phone lines we are fixing not just from Liberia, it's going to be able to call in America as well. You may be able to call from there, from Liberia to that number and get a less, because I want to pay for the tariff so that you will call free. And I'm still having issues with that. We'll see what happened. Let me go back to the panelists, and we got less than 12 minutes left. So after you said something here, and I wanted to do that, I've been trying to find the audio, but I don't find the audio. The Nimba County Representative number 7, he made a very, very, very strong statement on OKFM. I will just tell you guys, but I was still trying to get the audio from the people. And once they gave me the audio, we play here and go by his words. But he is accusing Joseph Boakai of masterminding or instigating the women against his kinsmen. He put it there, against my kinsmen. He is absolutely mad about it. He feels like Joseph Boakai is responsible for what happened to Princey Johnson. Some of us have our own opinion. Some of you have argued that the only bigger person in the room was Princey Johnson, Joseph Boakai. The Senate, everybody else behaved wrong. But can we now is it possible that Joseph Boakai would do such a thing like this? I mean, I can criticize Joseph Boakai for everything, but to say he will instigate the women against Prince Johnson, Salif, do you see the possibility? I mean, we can make all the allegations, but we cannot make blind allegations. What do you think?
I would take that with a grain of salt because
Absolutely.
he should bring his facts. You know, accusation without facts is just it's dangerous, and people should not just. It's frivolous. If he wants to make the accusation, back it up, like we say in law, put up or shut up. So if he can't put up, he should shut up. That means bring the facts or keep quiet.
You know the problem with that, Gibson.
Yep.
The AFL leadership. The AFL leadership is somewhat problematic to shuffle because you need the loyalty of them from time to time, right? Now, if Ambassador Boakai or President Boakai have taken to the point, it's not like he can remove him as a chief of staff of the army, but then the bet that he made with the devil, it will be upside down because Prince Johnson will counter that and say, wait a minute, you're taking my people out. Why? You don't trust me? It's still there. You know that Prince Johnson complaining right now, right? So in other way, we call it intelligence, and Salim might know that. Intelligence, we call it funding. You force your ally as the way you force your enemy. The same thing Israel doing to the United States right now. If Israel go to war, I don't care how the United States disagree. They still have to stand with Israel. You know, so that's why it looked like. So if you look at the point that Boakai did, look at the nomination. They even there was complaining, the people were protesting, but they rushed it through.
Actually, let me hold you a little bit. Let's go to the line. River says Pro, who just spoke, and one of his comments is there were over 70 Lufen employees in Georgia government. They made it look like an all South African, Southeastern government. Look, River says Pro. Why did you say that?
Because I had credible evidence. I know people that work within the government, and I was recently in Liberia, and I was there for the turning over ceremony. My immediate relative work as within the education department, and there were evidence, and she showed me a lot of substantial evidence from different ministries, from different departments, and there were over 70 Lufians and other tribes. So the whole idea of a Southeastern government was made up. What they did was they just pick up certain people like Buffer Chamber. They just cherry pick, from certain and just conclude it. But if you look within the government, if you look in those autonomous agencies, if you look in those assistant minister for this, a lot of them were not Southeasterner. And like I said, I saw those documents. Those are classified. It's just thing that I can't reveal out there. But she told me, I was there for the turning over ceremony, and she told me, she said, you see, some of these lies that because she came to visit me and she was there to the election result. She felt kind of bad. So when I went back home recently, I was there. Yeah, I just got back within 3 weeks. She showed me this evidence. She said, these are some of the things I listened to your people on Facebook because she used to follow this program. I used to follow. She said, you see some of these lies.
So now that you said that Lufins, more than 70 people were in government from Lofa, Somebody's arguing that in Liberia, the highest number of graduates have always been Lofens, and they are coming from Kisi people, they are coming from Loma people, they come from Pele people, and then part of Mandi people. Is it fair to say, look, since the people are educated people, they are professionals, there's no problem having them in Boakai government? So the argument does not hold anymore. What would you say?
Well, what I would say is, I mean, it could be true. I mean, it's possible that they got the highest amount of graduates. But, I mean, are they all eligible for government job? Just because I graduated as an agriculturalist doesn't mean that I have to be employed by government. No, I can have my own farm. I can do other private stuff. Okay, if I graduated as other capacity, now, I mean, doesn't mean that I have to be in government. No. So what happened was, yes, I mean, they got a higher number, but when you look at the ratio, so I think those that were qualified, I mean, there are people that were taking. I don't think it was based on because they put up the highest amount of graduates. I mean, tell me, brother, how many Lofian have become president? I mean, besides Harry Moniba, but look within the George Weah government. Look within the George Weah government. The George Weah government, when you talk about Thomas Fala from Lofa County, I'm sorry to say, I'm not into the tribe business, but these Lofa people play the tribal card. You had Thomas Fala, you had Jefferson Koji, one of the youngest city mayor that in my own time, George, we are giving that opportunity. Like I tell my own CDC friends, I wouldn't make Jefferson Koji city mayor because I don't really think he was, he had experience in that capacity. I was still learning working government. George, we are getting that opportunity. You got, just need Thomas Fala. Foko was elected by the people. You got Jefferson Koji. Who else?
I can sit there and name a lot of them. I know them.
Okay.
I have a list of all the Lofens. I think there were about 23 that I have. You said 70, so you probably know more than me. But I will let the panelists ask you. But let me ask you my last question before I bring any of the panelists in. I have problem, and you tell me if I'm raising issue for no reason. I got problem with the transfer of Doc Cooper from the city of Monrovia to the Ministry of Commerce as an assistant minister, and bringing the new city mayor who has never served in that position before. He has never served in any other leadership position before. But Doc Cooper was the current city mayor of Ganta City, one of the most successful city mayor in Liberia. You remove the mayor from the city of Monrovia, carrying the Commerce Ministry to be assistant minister for, something technical services, but you bring a man who had never served in that position before. Even though the man is educated or he got a degree. Am I making a wrong argument to say that was a misplacement?
Oh, no. Wait, is this Jeru?
Yeah, Jeru here.
Yeah, Jeru. I mean, you are absolutely right. You are right. You taking somebody that has the requisite experience and putting another person that don't have the experience. I think why you do look in America, Jeru, there's a reason like especially for those of us that used to work in those warehouses and in other places. It takes too much time for them to train a new person. That's why they will always bring somebody when you have that experience. Your training time is less because you already know what you're doing as compared to when you grab a man, take a man from Walmart or from the dollar store that hasn't worked in industrial setting before, a machinery. You put him there, it might not work. And then when the training is completely different from what he's accustomed to. So that's a misplacement. That's misrepresentation. And for these people who call themselves rescue, I expected these people, I knew that they was going to fail. But the frequency at which they're failing, the speed at which they're failing, it baffled me because I thought these people were going to be fully prepared with all these time. They were telling me, we're ready. Seriously, I knew at one point, but I thought maybe the first 3 years. But the people falling too fast. And I don't know. Seriously.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Let me go to Brother Salif. You also talk about the mistakes and some lazy lies coming from the administration. You got any question or comment to make before I go to Atta. You are muted.
Sorry. Yeah, so the thing is, the UP administration, they gotta get their ass together. And like I was trying to say, I'm sure that they could do better, but they are late. It's like something you should have prepared for in advance. You didn't do it now. The time is upon you. You gotta fill this position. So they don't have the time. They're just rushing through all these appointments. That's why they keep. It's like a trial error method they use, and you send a name, you withdraw the name because you did not have the proper time to do the proper vetting. That's why they are having these issues. I was reading on somebody posted about the news from Ghana that the Ghanaian president reported to ECOWAS about Boakai coming sneaking into his country, and then another information coming from the Ghanaian embassy in Liberia saying, "Oh no, that wasn't true." All of that is just to throw confusion. They still did not address the problem. They did
Nope.
not tell us whether Boakai went to Ghana or he did not go to Ghana, whether Boakai had presidential 2-day working visit. They didn't tell us. Telling us that, oh, he went to ECOWAS, oh, he didn't go to ECOWAS, does not answer the question. The question was, did you go for working visits? Who were the people you talked to? What were the discussions centered on? Give us some news feed from there. I don't care about the confusion. Oh, the President Kufo reported to ECOWAS. Oh, no, he did not report. The news is false. That's not the issue. The issue is, did the president of Liberia go to Ghana for a 2 days working visit? Who did he talk to? Which leadership did he address? Show us the news feed. Let us see what he did. It didn't happen. So they're just trying to
Right.
throw some shiny objects here and there, and we chase it. UP is too early, and I don't know who's advising President Boakai, but I think he has to reshuffle his advisory team. I don't know who has his ears. I don't know because nobody can convince me that all these appointments are solely coming from President Boakai. No, he does not even have the capacity. He does not have the stamina to go through all these names by himself. So people are taking advantage of his health and his age and his strength, and they just inundating him with, do this name. Then he realized, oh, it's wrong, and he withdraws. So I mean, UP got a lot of work
All
to do.
right.
The reason they got so much
Yes,
to do is the platform they came on, they came to rescue. They cannot repeat the mistakes of the past.
absolutely. And that's the point, everybody. Before I go back to Riverside Pro, Arthur, why whether you got question
But
now, but
Mr.
why
Gibson,
you
I might have to leave you guys.
yes, you can go, you can go. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Hey,
Arthur,
Arthur.
Thank you,
yeah.
bro.
Hey, brother.
The
All right.
idea again, the
Yeah.
idea is that is somehow disturbing to people that you that claim to have the experience of 40 plus years in government are the ones struggling to structure government. It's a major problem. This should be a piece of cake for Boakai.
I know,
You
right?
see that? This should
So,
be a piece of cake.
so Riverside Pro is actually right that what is happening is a mess. Arthur.
It is. Gibbs, the reason why it's a mess, I don't think the advisors are the problem. The problem is himself. We forgetting, bring the man profile, a personal profile, he's tribalistic. That's what running him. So if the advisor come and say, look, Gibson Jeru is good, let him go on and do this job, he will probably look at his wife or look at his son, and his son say, that man, that crime man, you will be removed, you'll be recalled. So that's why eating away the proficiency that is supposed to happen. Because as an experienced person, you Gibson are here. They bring computer in front of you, I buy new Apple computer, I drop it out, I say, oh, that your computer, it will take you 9 minutes to set it up. But if I take you to NASA and say, okay, unlike the people building code, it will take you years to unlock it because you're not a scientist, But that's what Boakai is doing. He undermines his own people. The people there to make recommendations, they play you. Hey, if you are superintendent of Grand Jide, and you say, my picking actor, yeah, you are the cabinet chief for staff here, but I need more men. Go out there, get me the men that's going to do the job. And then when I bring somebody from Grand Jide, from the Kunamo district, Chia district, County district, or all the places. They said no, they want not taking it. They want not taking it. What do you think I would do?
Okay, let me go back to Lofa Pro. What you want to do, if you want to appear on our show regularly, if you have time, send me your name and your number, and I will put you in the chat room. And then when you coming on, you just go click on the link and be a part of the discussion. But let me give you your final word before I let you go.
Oh yeah, thank you, Jason. Yeah, that would be great. Once in a while, I mean, I would love to. But one thing that kind of shocked me, as much as these people talk about the George Weah government being a bunch of ragtags, bunch of inexperienced, look at the inauguration, Jason. The inauguration, you brought world leaders, you brought head of agencies. We talk about important personalities. You could not even conduct. George Weah conducted Finabona. They said they didn't know what to do, but when Finabona went on the airport, you know exactly their protocol was in place. These people who ran on this experience 40 years, these people could not look. That's one of the biggest embarrassment I have ever seen in my life. I've never seen an inaugural failure. This is my first time. Those people, the brothers of world leader, embarrassed us. You were put all those traditional suit on the old man. In fact, the whole protocol was a mess. Miata family coming on and throwing blame all over the place. Look, these people started on a wrong footing. And I'm telling you, Casey, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are heading for a crash course like Titanic with all lifeboat. We are going down. Liberia is going down on this. Look, I'm not saying it because I used to, support George Weah, but look, I'm saying it as a look. I went Liberia. I was just there recently, and I saw a lot of things over there. These people did that rescue need to give this. They better start changing it now. I'm telling you, it's gonna be. Thank you for having me. Seriously,
all right, bro. Thank you very much. I thought the man said they shouldn't be using the rescue. But hey, Arthur, let me take your final word before I let you go.
Again, thank you. Thank you very much for this show. And I want to thank my brother Sekou. I know he's working on something. That's why he's not here. He's a very strong man. I congratulate him every day because we need people like him all the time. The idea we're facing today in Liberia, Mr. Jeru, is not the idea of education or experience. It's the idea of tribalistic and creating section that you can stay in. Guessing if from Grand Gile, Ato Solo for Kulango district, it create a problem. And the new regime that is in power, we that support president, I told Sam to countless and other time, even he had to but the men doing a job. I said the men are doing a job because I wanted Musa Dean gone. I wanted Serena Seaford to supersede him. I said as long as Musa Dean dead, crime will be, especially when the United States ambassador was frustrated with him and said, how can you have all the evidence we gave you and let the $100 million people
I know, away? My brother. That was
you got money. You got money. Yeah. You got a kickback from it. It put a stain on us. But look at what Riverside Pro is saying. Look at the inaugural committee. Over $2 million given to you people, and yet nobody can account for where the water go. That you want to go audit NSA, the secrecy agency. You don't want to witch hunt. I will understand if you want to decommission the EPS, do it and create a new one. It will be better anyway. It will be a good thing. But the downsizing of this thing, Boakai cannot travel to Ghana and you put for medical reason and you put it on a state visit. It's not proper. It's not digestible. No, you can't do that. All right. And if you keep pointing people like that, we're gonna have a problem. The government, you gave them 100 days in government. Things gonna change. You are eating away your 100 days. 100 days not plenty. I
know. We are in the 27th day now, so
you are eating away your days.
You're eating away the days. They say 100 days, everything's gonna be fine. We have the rice price going up again. Rice price going up, commodity in the market going up, and we'll see what happened. I can see students are planning their protest.
Yes, I actually have information on that. Students going to start another protest again.
They're planning their protest. and definitely we will. This government is going to have to grapple with a lot of stuff. Arthur, thank you so much for coming on. As
Thank you,
always,
man.
we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my man Arthur Solo, always here as one of our panelists, and we are glad to have him. We are glad to also have you guys. Those of you who come here while we're here, we really appreciate you because we are broadcasting at a time. We have 3 big networks are broadcasting at the same time right here. So we are coming in new, not new on the block, but the platform that we're bringing, a lot of people don't know it yet. Blaze. It's a new name, new station, new company that we just started. It's not Groove. Groove, a lot of people know Groove. When I broadcast on Groove, I don't have to go through a lot of publicity. I don't even share. I don't even have anybody to share. But at this point in time, based on the circumstances, when you come here, just share it so other people will watch it. If you are not a friend of mine yet and you want to come here, just go ahead and send me the friend request. I will okay that, and then your name will appear definitely. Or join the Blaze Communication Facebook page. I will be sending out a lot of invites. So if you see Blaze Communication, please approve it, and you can be part of this process. We want to say thank you. We are so happy to have you. We keep saying we are in the final stages of our radio station. It's going to be 90.7. We already know what the station is. 90.7, the frequency. All we are doing now is to make sure we put the finishing touches together. Very soon, we will be live in Monrovia, and we have powerful transmitter, and we are putting powerful Corsair cables and powerful antennas, and we might be right there in Monrovia and be heard in Banga. I can promise you we will do everything in our capacity to do the best, and we are going to incorporate you in this. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making your comments. We appreciate that, and we'll be on this. We will hold Boakai feet to the fire. We will hold Boakai feet to the fire. We will respect him. We will not curse his man. We will not curse his pa. We will not curse his wife. We will not curse anybody. But we will hold his feet to the fire. We'll discuss the issue, because that is what people do. That is what people who believe in change, that's what they do. So we're not going to be like others who will be disrespectful. We will be respectful, but at the same time, we'll hold him on the issues. And I know Liberian people like that. Those people who can go and curse, they're going to go ahead and curse. But we appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you don't hear my voice, it means I am leaving. I'm leaving. So I'll play the same song that I played before. So we can close with that song. And that song is my man Richmond. I like him.
Rich man. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge to see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Purple side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my face so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. I'm a brand new man, I am a king. I'm born again, never the same. Holy one, yes, you never change. The words are everlasting. Holy go fire, fire. I salute you, ancients of day. You never let me down again. I'm enjoying my heritage. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge to see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. Purple side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my place so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. I'm from above and not beneath. I'm a victor, I never lose so. Take all the regular at me. I'm walking with on every day. I see my blessings falling, change my morning to dancing. I'm changing my level. You will never see me to struggle. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go bada. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go run. But regardless, I wanna see my best soul. After when I know my best soul. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Holy Ghost fire.